Welcome into Happy Valley as the sun sets here over State College. We're here joined at Penn State for Real American Freestyle 02. But before we get into that action, let's take it back to Real American Freestyle 01 in Cleveland, Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Real American Freestyle.
What a thought. Live on Fox Nation, streaming in a sold-out arena in Cleveland, Ohio. The three of us would be together calling freestyle wrestling.
That's the energy we want. That's the entertainment we want.
I had this back when I was wrestling. I would have stayed in it another 4 years.
Oh, my God.
USA got the chance going. What a wonderful night here in Cleveland for Real American Freestyle.
This was a huge success tonight, guys.
What's going on, Penn State? I am Bubba Jenkins. I'll be your Minister of Combat for the evening. We're here in Happy Valley State College under the Bryce Jordan Center bright lights for RAF 02. Let's get into the match structures. 3 periods, 2 minutes each, 30-second breaks. The winner, highest score at the end of regulation. The tiebreaker, the last point scored wins. I'm joined by Olympic champion Kurt Angle. Kurt, how you feeling tonight, my man?
I'm doing great. We're at Penn State University at the Jordan Bryce Center with some of the greatest wrestling fans in the world, and I can't wait to get started.
That's awesome. That's right. We're going to look it up. 4 titles tonight. We got 2 guys defending that belt, making sure it goes back with them. And then we got 2 belts up for crownship. Somebody's got to get crowned tonight. What do you think about that tonight?
We have some amazing matchups, but the one I'm looking forward to the most is Dake versus the Makoev, the main event.
Oh yeah, we're all excited for some Dake bombs. I hear we got a special introduction. What do you got, Jazz?
The UFC Ultimate Fighter Tournament winner and 2-time UFC Bantamweight Champion of the World, Juliana Pena!
I'm joined here by world champion Juliana Pena. How are you feeling tonight, Juliana?
It's going to be electric here tonight, Bubba. This is the iconic Bryce Jordan Center, and I'm happy to be here.
Mike, put your mic back on. Let's get this rejumped again. What jumps out to you tonight, baby?
Let's try this again. What's going on, you guys? I am so excited to be here at the Bryce Jordan Center. This place is iconic for wrestling. It is an honor to be here. And the match I'm looking forward to the most, Bubba, is, of course, the co-main event, Helen Maroulis versus Samantha Stewart.
Yeah, she's the GOAT. We're going to get excited about that. Jazz, to you, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it began thousands of years ago in ancient Greece at the Olympiad. It has paved the way for virtually every combat sport known to man, and tonight it takes center stage once again in what many call the most difficult sport on the planet. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Bryce Center in State College, Pennsylvania, are you ready for RAF 02? Ladies and gentlemen, please stand if you're able, remove your hats, and join us in honoring our national anthem sang by Alexis Wilkins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. God bless y'all. God bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for real American Freestyle?
Austin DeSanto makes his RAF debut following a decorated college career as a four-time All-American at Iowa. Now he takes his 102 NCAA wins into Big Ten enemy territory to face a Penn State legend. Megaludis made his bones in Happy Valley as a four-time Nittany Lion All-American and a 2016 NCAA individual champion. Now the National Wrestling Hall of Famer returns home for real American Freestyle.
Well, when I got the call, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago, Lance called me. He was like, hey, you want to wrestle? I'm like, oh, jeez, you guys are sick in the head. And I was like, I saw the first card, and I remember seeing the card, the promotion, the marketing, the fan base, just everything about it. Wasn't just wrestling. I still train all the time, you know, I still always was wrestling and doing, you know, lifting, doing other stuff. I'm like, man, if they asked me, it'd be tough to say no, you know, and then a few weeks later, Lance called me. I'm like, yeah, sure. I mean, I've been training, and this is something that I don't think anything has ever been, well, nothing's been like it, you know, in the sport of wrestling.
I know my goals, and they line up with, I have to beat everybody on planet Earth. At first, I thought I was going to wrestle a Ukrainian. I lost to that Ukrainian Yatsenko about 2-3 years ago at New York AC. It was a close match, and I was like, oh, I get to wrestle him, so I was really excited. And then they told me I get to wrestle Nico, and that's even better for me. It's not like, oh, shucks.
I just can't wait for, you know, people to see me in action out here, and, you know, the intensity that I'm going to bring to, you know, this match and future matches. And, you know, I'm so excited for people to see, you know, this sport, you know, excelling. That's important to me.
I'm grateful. I get to see where I'm at. I get to see how good Nico is, and a guy I really, really looked up to.
One of the other things when Lance called me was like, yeah, by the way, it's at Penn State. I'm like, oh, geez. Like, you know, this, the Penn State fan base is unbelievable. I don't know if you guys ever been to a Penn State wrestling match, but it's the fans, the alumni, the people behind it, they're, you know, they love wrestling, and to come back here, that, you know, a school that I've helped, that they've helped me out a ton, is just incredible.
We're going to take a look at the matchups right here, but we're going to have a little fun with this. We're going to take a Kurt angle at this one. What do you think about that, Kurt?
That sounds good to me, my friend.
Let's get into it.
All right, these guys, they're both ultra clingy. They really are aggressive, both of them. They like to stay on each other. DeSanto has a pace that's unmatched, and they both have they're going to have a go-behind contest from the head position. So these guys like to work the head quite a bit.
Absolutely. That front headlock offense is going to be very important. Hit it up to you, Jazz. Let's see it.
Once again, we'd like to welcome all the viewers that are streaming live at Fox Nation and everyone here at the Bryce Jordan Center in State College, Pennsylvania. Are you ready? The wrestlers are ready. Let's bring them out. Please welcome to the mat, Nico Megaludis.
Yeah, he looks good, ready to go. This man's at home, so he's going to be trying to put on a show. Very, very pride right here.
His hometown, Penn State. That's right. PA boy, actually.
Absolutely.
This guy wrestled in PA in high school and then Penn State in college.
It was good to see him.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the mat his opponent. Here is Austin DeSanto.
The always serious, always aggressive DeSanto, ready to go. He's looking at this nitty line like he wants some to eat.
Listen, this kid's a PA boy too. He went to Iowa and became an Iowa Hawkeye, so he's like an enemy here at Penn State.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first match of RAF 02 takes place in the RAF Bantamweight division. And now, introducing first, on my right, wearing white, he is official weight, 134.7 pounds. He is a four-time All-American, a Parris International Champion, and an NCAA National Champion, wrestling out of Murraysville, Pennsylvania, introducing Nico Megaludis. Across the mat, his opponent tonight, wearing blue, his official weight, 134.9 pounds. He is a four-time All-American, a Big Ten Championship runner-up, and a U.S. Olympic Trials qualifier. Wrestling out of Iowa City, Iowa, presenting Austin DeSanto. When the action begins, your referee is Sam Julian.
All right, let's get this action going, baby. RAF 02.
We're getting started, all right.
Starting with the little guy, so you know the pace is going to be high, the intensity is going to be high, the room might be quiet until somebody hits something big, but you know it's going down.
Oh, yeah, you're going to expect DeSanto to be really aggressive.
Absolutely.
He has that Iowa mentality, and those guys like to stay on their opponents.
Right now, they're looking like two horns locked up there.
Rams.
That's world champion Juliana Pena joining us. Juliana, who do you think has the match size? The size difference in this one? I came in and looking at Nico Megaludis. He looks really good, but then when DeSanto took his shirt off, I was like, oh no.
Now Megaludis is looking a little bit bigger to me, Bubba.
Yeah.
I don't know. DeSanto looks pretty good too.
Yeah, that Iowa training room gets you ready for anything. Those guys look always ready to come in shape, come in ready to push the pace.
And Austin DeSanto is actually the first Hawkeye to represent here at Real American Freestyle.
The first one, wow. Of all those wrestlers, all those famous wrestlers.
And they give him a passive. they're giving a pass to Nico right here. They need him to get more active. That's what that referee's saying right there. He wants more action out of Nico Megaludis. And that's coming from the pressure of DeSanto. He's always in that hard, heavy front headlock that you feel like it's a fight, and he's in there grinding.
Always about positioning. When you wrestle an Iowa boy, they're always in great position. They're always hand fighting.
And that passivity call that you were talking about, Bubba, that's when they're kind of stalling out. Nobody's really doing anything, and they get warned from the ref. They got a short time to be able to try to make a move. Is that right?
No action,
Absolutely.
yes,
yeah,
yes.
It's a judgmental call as well. Ooh, good shot right there. Very nice shot. He's got to commit to that. You know, you hear his coaches getting on that, wanting him to commit more, because had he jumped in there, it would have been good. Referee rewards DeSanto for the shot clock.
That front head draw position there
man.
from DeSanto.
They're
Nice
both
job.
comfortable in that position.
Very tight front headlock, and this is where wrestling is won right here. You got to have great front headlock defense. Now he's being grounded right here, not trying to give up the push out. That's why he's going to stay low here.
That push out is if he stands up on his feet and goes outside of that circle, that cylinder right there, that's 1 point for DeSanto.
You're absolutely right, yeah.
Kurt, what do you think that Megaludis needs to do to open up DeSanto's? Like you said, these Iowa guys stay in position. They are always in very good position. What can he do to possibly open up that solid stance he's got?
You know what? It's strictly technique. The guy, he can't be hand fighting with him. He has to use his technique the best way he can. Iowa boys, they're going to be aggressive. They're going to be on top of you. But if you use the technique, the right technique, you're going to be able to take them down.
Let's check out this replay right here. Shot in there right there. It was an inside ankle, low ankle right there. You can see that a lot from Penn State guys. David Taylor was special at it, and of course Cael Sanderson's amazing, but he missed it right there without a little bit of commitment. That's going to leave you in the air. And again, DeSanto heavy on those hands, really coming out aggressive, making Nico know that he's immediately in a fight. That's why you're seeing him drop a little bit and fall, because of that DeSanto's pressure.
He's going to be pressuring the whole match. These guys never quit. They just keep coming.
Strong tie-ups. Very strong tie-up by Austin DeSanto, and he's really controlling the center of the mat. Looking for an underhook throw by right there. Underhook throw by to a sweep. He's in on a shot. He's got to bring it. He's got to shelf it up.
Nice single leg by Megaludis.
Yeah, he wants to continue to circle to that corner and cut that edge, because if he doesn't, he's going to get sprawled out.
DeSanto on that ankle, though.
Uh-oh, we got a good finish. He's got to go out the back door. You can expose. He's looking for exposure. All we need is some exposure from either one of these guys.
Take your time.
He's hooking that leg that's underneath. He's going to try to hook that, maybe even come out the back door. DeSanto is doing a great job just making it sticky. Everything in here is hard to score on. 57 seconds left in this one.
Almost getting it. Megaludis is going for it, but he gets rolled over by DeSanto. Nicely done by Austin DeSanto.
Amazing
Great
moves,
defense.
Great defense right
yeah.
there. And that was a high pressure moment time, a high thing that he had to get in there for.
Nice
He's
shot.
in. Yeah,
Nice. That's two for DeSanto's, taking the back there from
and he's immediately on that leg lace, immediately wasting no time, and that's how you go into it, and that's how you get the things you want.
Looking for
Megaludis did a great job of fighting away.
The leg lace isn't properly attired. He didn't have the right lock in.
Yeah, he didn't lock it up. Yeah, he didn't lock it up correctly, but he went for it. And sometimes you got to get into it before you might even have to lock it up correctly, because in the roll, you'll get that shot you need.
In on a shot.
Another inside knee pull for Megaludis. He's got to do a better job of trying to get to a finish quicker, because we saw what happens here if he stays and stalls here.
I just want to see him step over that left leg.
Good cutback right there.
If he could just get his hips underneath him, he'd be all right. But
DeSanto's got
there's an
ankle.
exposure. That's 2 points for DeSanto.
Beautiful job right there by DeSanto, doing a crotch tilt.
And for those that are watching for the first time, guys, exposure, freestyle. Freestyle wrestling's all about exposure, exposing that back. Whoever can expose that back is the one that's going to be the winner. Is that right?
Absolutely.
You don't even have to have control. Yes.
45-degree angle, you would give that little turn, that little exposure, you're going to get the points. We're here looking here at the replay. I think they challenged it. That's what you guys see on the mat. That red block is Nico Megaludis' corner challenging the call, feeling as though he didn't give up the points that the referee awarded DeSanto. At this point, point, they're in the center, they're in their corners, getting a lot of information and download from their respective coaches. This is the time that you fix some of those things. We don't really get timeouts. We don't really get, you know, those moments during a match to have that say with your wrestler.
You get 30 seconds each period to be able to, you know, coach your wrestler, and that's it.
Right, and right here, right now, because we have a long break because of the challenge, this is where the guys can really get that understanding from their coach of what they want them to be doing, what they're seeing, what they should be doing, and all those rights to win.
The thing is, when you're out there wrestling, sometimes you don't see stuff that coaches do see, and they're able to tell their wrestler what they did or what they missed or what they can do to continue on and get the takedown.
And that's why it's so important to have an amazing corner so that they can vouch for you and defend you and be able to see the things that you can't see or that you might not be able to feel.
Yes, yes, you're right.
Now, just for the new viewers that have not watched RAF for the first time, how many block calls or challenges can you get? Is it one apiece for each wrestler? Do you get multiple calls to be able to challenge throughout the match?
I believe you get one challenge a round.
One challenge around?
Yes.
Per period?
Per period, okay. I believe you get a challenge. But don't quote me on that. We here at RAF 02 is just the second one. We're kind of putting things on show right here, giving the world wrestling at its best perspective. Sometimes the rules may change a little bit. We'll figure it out as we go along.
Yes, we will.
Right here, he's trying to say that he exposed him right there on that turn, and the referee rewarded that. Megaludis doesn't feel that he broke that 45-degree angle to reward DeSanto those points.
That's tough. It looks close.
It's very close, and that's why we believe it's taking so long. This is not your natural, normal break where, you know, we get the 30 seconds. This is taking some real strategic eyes on this one.
Yeah, for the wrestler that's in more shape, this is going against him because the other wrestler that's getting tired is able to get more time.
Absolutely. This is not what Dos Santos wants, and they still reward them the points. They give them an extra point because of the challenge break. If you lose a challenge, you give up a point.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Megaludis controlling the zone there, putting the pressure on early. He knows he has to score. It's 6-0 for Nico Megaludis. He's got to make something happen right now.
Yeah, one additional point for DeSanto because he lost the challenge, and it's now a 6-point lead.
It's crazy that it's a 6-point lead already. This match has been so close.
It has been.
Yeah. In on a shot stuffed by Nico Megaludis. Nice hips.
He's finishing high. That was a good finish right there. That was beautiful.
That was impressive.
He tried to wizard chuck him. It didn't work. He got his back taken. Nicely done by Austin DeSanto.
Getting the leg in on the bottom right there, looking to turn on top.
Gut wrench.
Strong DeSanto's gut wrench, but Nico Megaludis has done a great job of not giving up any more points. He's on the cusp of being teched right here.
His base is so solid there. He was not going anywhere on that one.
And if I'm DeSantos, I want to make a statement to those other guys, NATO and the other guys in the division, to say, hey, you know, I'm here to stay. I want that belt. I know you guys got it. I know there's some guys wrestling out my weight class tonight, but I'm the best guy in it. And I believe he's making that statement.
That's all. It's what it's all about, trying to prove each other, prove you're the best.
Nico's got to get something going here.
Yeah, he's got to sprint here. He's got 50 seconds to make something happen. Oh, taking the back. That's 2 more
yes,
for DeSanto.
Good duck under right
that's
there.
A tech, yeah?
Absolutely.
That's a tech. That's 10 points. 10-0. Nicely done by Austin DeSanto.
Nico a little bit in disbelief. That was a great job by DeSantos. He got it done in RAF 02. Excited, thrilled, locked in for the rest of the action tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That was the first show right on RAF 2. We'll be back with a little bit more to Jazz.
Ladies and gentlemen, the match is over. 43 seconds left in the third period. Your final score, 10-0. Your winner by techful, Austin DeSanto.
He wrestled a really smart match, Bubba.
Yeah, he did. It looked good.
Austin DeSanto, you are the first Iowa Hawkeye to win here for a real American Freestyle. How are you feeling right now?
Not too great. I won, but not how I wanted to wrestle. Get a little nerves coming to me. He doesn't know this, the ref, but I've never won a senior match when he's refed. I've known him for a while, so that's a good feeling.
Hey, you're saying that you're not too happy about that, but you teched him 10-0. What do you mean?
It's not good wrestling. I mean, I'm backing up. I want to score tech fall in 30 seconds. I know I can do that. It's how I train, and I'm upset because I train really, really hard, and then I go out there and wrestle like that, so I'm not too happy, but these fans are freaking awesome, and...
Congratulations, Austin. What's next for you? You wanting to come back? What do you think about Real American?
I love it. Real American Freestyle is where it's at. Sorry, I'm excited a little bit. I'm not good on the mic, but next for me, hopefully I'm on the next card and I keep wrestling for the belt and we keep getting other guys in here.
All right, well, congratulations again. Nicely done. Austin DeSanto, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just amazed that he's upset with that win. You can't get any better than that. 10-0. I thought he wrestled a clever match. He had his game plan down. He worked the front headlocks. He was aggressive. He got the takedowns. He got the turns. He got the 10-0 win, and that's. You should be happy with that.
Absolutely, you should definitely be happy with that, but that's the Iowa style. If you're not even getting the pins and tech pins, you're not happy, even though he got the tech fall. We're up next with the welterweight matchup with James Green and a man we like to call Ty. He said, make sure you call me Ty. Ty Salkazanov. Salkazanov. Thank you, Juliana Bena. It's coming up next. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
What do you do when things get tough? You don't give up. You stand your ground. If you've been diagnosed with metastatic PSMA-positive prostate cancer, had hormone therapy, and can delay chemotherapy, ask your doctor about Pluvicto. Pluvicto is not chemotherapy. It's a different treatment that targets PSMA-positive cells. Pluvicto can be used before chemotherapy for some people. Pluvicto involves contact with radioactivity, which may increase the risk for cancer and cause fetal harm. Drink plenty of fluids, urinate often, use contraception, and talk to your doctor about ways to reduce the risk of exposing others to radiation during and after treatment. Pluvicto can cause low levels of blood cell counts, kidney problems, and infertility. Tell your doctor if you have weakness, pale skin, shortness of breath, bleeding or bruising more easily, an infection, or changes in urination. Side effects include decreased blood cell counts, tiredness, dry mouth, nausea, appetite loss, joint or back pain, and constipation. Ask your doctor about Pluvicto, because every day without cancer progression is a victory.
One of the most decorated American freestyle wrestlers of the past decade, James Green now turns his sights to RAF, a former Pan American and U.S. national gold medalist. The four-time All-American at Nebraska is here tonight.
I just love fighting. The best kind of practice is when you just warm up and you just fight until you can't. So that's just the love of the sport. My name is James Green. I am a coach at University of Nebraska, but I'm also still actively competing. Coaching and competing is not a normal thing, especially in wrestling.
James Green said he's not done and that he's excited to come back and he's excited to compete.
We say it at Nebraska a lot. None of us are finished products, and you can always get better or make something better. We just want to test ourselves against the best competition, so you keep coming back and try to get better.
James Green, he's forever on the podium, but never at the top.
Yeah, better move out the way, 'cause I'm coming with hard. It hits my head.
And that's what makes him such a hard person to knock off, because he's so valid with his ability to always be there at the end. No matter how he starts, no matter what the wave is doing to him, he's going to eventually find his rhythm, he's going to eventually find his balance, and he's going to eventually find the time.
I'm wrestling Tajmuraz, Salkazanov. Really excited to just getting out there and competing. It'll be a long night of just trying to get through a hand fight. So he's really positionally sound. As long as I'm staying busy and using my fakes and my hands, I think I can come out on top.
Taj is a really good opponent for Green. The way Taj wrestles will give James Green an ability to find his holes and to find where he wants to work. And I think Taj, having the victories over the people that he's had, beating Americans before, I think that's a massive chip on his shoulder, and I think that's something that he's going to play in on.
My message to Taj is it's either going to be my two or his legs. So I'm going to protect his legs or just give up the two, because I'm not going to stop.
Green looked absolutely peeled in his preview earlier, but Green will need to go through one of RAF's most accomplished international wrestlers in Tajmuraz Salkazanov. 3 European titles, 4 world medals, and a previous win over current RAF Cruiserweight world champion Dake already makes Salkazanov a very dangerous commodity.
I was born in Vladikavkaz, Russia, okay? And I had pretty much no choice, just become a wrestler. All my family, my dad, my uncle, everybody's a wrestler, everybody wrestled in their life, so my only choice was the wrestling. First, there was my friend from my own club who went to Slovakia, and they were looking for another guy to join national team in a good caliber, good level of the wrestling. So he approached me, and I was excited as a new chapter of my life. I knew I wanted to wrestle in a big level, and there was my opportunity to do so. That's why I ended up in Slovakia. So since I moved to Slovakia, I become 4-time European champion, 4 times in a row. And also I was 2 times second place in the World Championship, 2021 and 2022. I consider that my success. RAF is a big opportunity, big challenge for me, and I just want to prove to myself and I want to prove to the world that anywhere I can wrestle and prove the fans and everybody that I can be #1 in the world. That's how I feel right now. I know James Green. He's a good American wrestler. I've seen him on many events. He was in a lower weight than me, but I studied his style, and he got very similar style as other American wrestlers, and I wrestle those guys. So I am pretty prepared what to expect. I did not do any special prepare. I'm just gonna force my own style to win the match like I always do. So after this match, everybody will remember who Tajmuraz Salkazanov is.
This welterweight division right here has got some new guys on it. It's time to check out Kurt's angles. What do you got for us, Kurt?
All right, guys, this is what I got right now. All right, does the move to 165 benefit James? He's moving up a weight class, so this is real new to him. Salkazanov's European style defense. I don't know if Green can handle that. James Green, quick twitch attacks. This kid is quick as a cat. This guy is so slick. He's a lot of fun to watch.
All right, back up to you, Jazz.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next match takes place in the Real American Freestyle Welterweight division. Let's bring him out. Please welcome to the mat, Salkazanov.
Salkazanov looks ready to go. He's excited to be here. He's one of the guys starting against the American wrestlers tonight. He's going to try to set the stage for that room backstage. That's a bunch of foreigners.
With all of his accomplishments, he also is a 2024 Olympian. So he represented Slovakia in the Olympics in 2024.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring out his opponent. Here is James Green.
Looks ready to go, peeled like I was saying. We got to see this introduction a little earlier. Now it's the real deal.
Wow, he looks like a horse. Moving up a weight class, he looks bigger than Salkazanov.
Time now for wrestler introductions. Go ahead, Jazz.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are scheduled for 3 periods in the Real American Freestyle Welterweight division. And now, introducing on my right tonight, wearing white, his official weight, 164.8 pounds. He is a U23 world gold medalist, a 4-time world medalist, a 4-time European Championship gold medalist, and a 2024 Olympian. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Salkazanov. His opponent across the mat on my left. Tonight, he wears blue. He weighed in at an even and ready 164 pounds. He is a 4-time All-American, a 2-time world medalist, and a 7-time world team member, wrestling out of Lincoln, Nebraska, presenting Greasy James Green. Your referee is Sam Julian.
Watch for the explosive attacks out of James Green. We're going to be seeing that double leg that almost everyone in Nebraska has. And
yeah, I think Salkazanov is going to try to slow him down.
Right off the bat, on paper, this is a very evenly matched fight. Both of these gentlemen have experience winning on the world stage with world medals.
Push shot right there. Double leg, like I said, was going to be in action. He didn't get the finish, but he got a good enough double to push him out. That was a good job right there by Green.
Yes, it was.
And he knows he can get in deep, so he knows that he can already have this guy. He got in on a double already. He can do it again. Being able to feel your opponent out right away is something that can give you the mental edge going forward in the match.
That's right. That State College, Penn State crowd giving us a USA chant. I was wondering when we would hear it. The over-under was in the first match or not, but here it comes against Salkazanov, who has done a lot on the world stage. This happens to be real American Freestyle. We're here in Pennsylvania, so you're going to get that love from the crowd.
Well, you know what? I'm going to cheer for Salkazanov then. Slovakia, Slovakia.
What is their chant?
Give him a little help.
All right. Good motion there by Green, getting that head tie off. Got a good clear there with the elbow. And I said something earlier. I want to correct myself. I said it was a 45 degree. It's actually a 90-degree angle. And they do not give you a challenge block every round. You get one challenge block for every match. So thank you to the guys out there getting us right here at Real American Freestyle. We're going to get all these calls correct eventually.
James Green was in on a single leg there, but it was defended by Salkazanov. Nicely done. It's not easy to shoot on Salkazanov, but he defended well. James Green needs to do it again.
There, guys. One caution.
Well, it gave him a point for Green because of the shot clock. He wanted Salkazanov to get on that shot clock, and he wasn't doing enough. So the referee rewarded Green another point.
That's that passivity point that he's getting there.
Yeah. And if I'm Ty, I got to get moving. I don't want that double A to come anymore. Yes, I've done a good job of tying him up, but I'm falling all over the place. I got to get some good action with my setups and my style, because right now he seems to be on the defense with Green, attacking in every way that he wants.
I think that's his game plan. I think he's trying to slow Green down, and he wants him to go at his pace. And I think eventually if Green keeps shooting in and attacking and stays intense, he's going to get tired. That's when Salkazanov will start scoring.
I agree with you, actually. My training partner is from Ossetia, which is the same area that this guy's from. Let's take a look at the replay.
Right here, he's going to lower his level. He's got to push right there, right on the hands, and then boom, double leg like we said. You got to watch for it. And sometimes you don't need a finish, you just need a push out. And that's exactly what these double legs and these heavy pressure shooter shots do to these guys.
Like I was saying about my training partner, you think that you got her, and then in the last second, she's from Russia, she's from the same hometown as this guy. At the last second, she'll throw you right on your head.
You're all good at defense.
Yeah, so he's gonna pull something out like that. I think you're right, Kurt.
Good tie up there by Salkazanov. He looks a little more serious. He's got a different demeanor about him, and he's winning the tie up a little bit easier than he was doing last time. Last time he allowed Green, last round he allowed Green to win the tie up and kind of dictate what he wanted to do. Salkazanov seems to be winning the tie up and going for something there.
He's starting to move now. He's starting to get movement.
Both of these gentlemen have extremely good defense. Both of them poised and calm under pressure.
Good post double leg right there from Salkazanov. Reacted by Green, then Green took his shot, but that wasn't. Oh, misdirection! Misdirection! Oh, Salkazanov is strong here. He's got to get to a finish much quicker. He's got to knee slide and get his head up, trying to turn that corner.
Got to finish.
Well, he put him on his hip, so he's just got to expose him.
Nice.
That was impressive.
Beautifully done by James Green.
Absolutely wonderful misdirection to the finish. Now he's got to work on top here on the edge. He's got to get some turns.
That's what James Green's good at. Those misdirection shots, going one way and faking one way and going the other, works extremely well for him.
Absolutely. We had the correct angle to watch him move his left foot back and then attack the right leg, and boom, he's in on a shot. And he had a little trouble with that finish there. You can tell Salkazanov is very strong lower body-wise. He shot off, he blocked off a double leg earlier, and he took a hard time to finish on that high crotch. But we got to see Salkazanov do more offense and less defense, because it's not really working at this point.
Yeah, he's got 30 seconds left to try to make a move, and then he's got one last period. He's down 0-4. He's got to make something happen here. He's got to get aggressive.
And a lot of times when you see these guys have a good lead, you'll start to see them throw that underhook up there, and it almost looks like a coast kind of tie-up.
Slows the opponent down.
It just slows them down a little bit.
That's what he's trying to do right now. He's trying to conserve energy, get this period done with, and have a 4-0 lead going into the third period.
Absolutely. Nothing for Green to have to do here. Short time on the clock. Gets to get that 30-second break. And the understanding of how to close this match out.
What amazes me,
high crotch here, that misdirection, and then it turned it into a head on the outside. He was originally head on the inside, turned it into the head on the outside, finishes, knee slides up, gets his head around, gets him with a crackdown, and then exposes him by getting that lower leg elevated. And there it is. You got to bail out after that, because you don't want to give up too many more points. And that's what Salkazanov has done.
Salkazanov feeling the pressure. He knows he's got to make something happen here in this last period. Third and final.
We talked about how strong Ty was, but it seems that James Green has been blowing through a lot of the things that Salkazanov has stopped or tried to stop, and it's working very effectively for Green.
He reminds me a lot of a wrestler that wrestled with me named Kenny Monday.
Yes, sir.
The Puma, they used to call him. And he was on his opponents. He would attack, and he would just keep going until he drove you off the mat, and he'd take you down.
Good shot right there.
Taking the back.
And he shucked him right there, shucked him right past, and scored quickly on that go behind. Great move by Salkazanov, and Greasy cannot give up something like that, because that was a very quick and easy takedown that if he gives one more and it's a tie lead, then Salkazanov will be the one leading this match if it's a 4-4 victory.
Is that because of the passives?
That's because of the last criteria. The last man scores wins is the winner if it's tied.
Okay. And that's only here at Freestyle, American Freestyle.
Yes, sir. Nice. Another two-pointer by Salkazanov. It's getting shaky in here, ladies and gentlemen.
We talked about that. Kurt and I said that this guy's going to come pull something rabbit out of the hat in the last period.
That's what you were saying. He said he was waiting.
Green's getting tired, guys.
He is.
That's what's going on here. And this is where Salkazanov has taken advantage.
And that's what we're saying about this home field advantage. You hear a couple of the murmurs of USA trying to get Green back in it. Green can't continue to take wild shots like that. He's got to be a little bit more strategic, especially when you get tired. I know that he wants another takedown. He needs another takedown to win this match because he's losing, but he doesn't want to give up something easy and cheap like that. He's got to shoot a better shot if he wants to score on Salkazanov.
This has turned out to be one hell of a match.
It says 28 seconds left in the third and final round. Green is a master of pace and position and patience. Let's see if he can make something happen here. Nice sprawl.
He's got to. His only short time on the clock is about 15 seconds, and Green's got to score. He's going to lose this match, and he's got to give it up. He's doing something. He's doing a push out. Front headlock, push out. He's got to hop around.
Ooh,
double leg.
Re-attack.
He's got to continue to try.
Russian tie from Salkazanov.
Good
looking to take the back.
by Salkazanov right
slowed
there.
Him down.
Yeah,
wow.
he did.
That was a great tactic.
Like you said, he came back in the end, slowed him down until he got what he wanted, the match he wanted, and the pace, and he finally did what he needed to do. Ty Salkazanov with the victory here at RAF 2 at the welterweight division. They're both exhausted. They did a great job entertaining this crowd. Let's take a look at this replay here, Kurt. What do you see?
I see a guy that took his time and was able to score at the end, snapping him down and spinning around behind him. I thought that was incredible technique, and so was this.
Absolutely.
This takedown right there, picture perfect.
Finish very strong. Back up to you, Jazz.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 periods and a final score of 4-4, we go to criteria for the last points scored for your winner, Salkazanov!
Salkazanov, you just won. You are an Olympian. You are a 4-time European champion. How good does it feel to get the win here at Real American Freestyle?
Ako sa cítiš teraz vyhrať na americkej pôde?
To bol veľmi ťažký zápas pre mňa, ale ten časový posun sa mi trošku poškodil moje hodinky, ale aj tak som snažil maximálne vydať, čo je. A ukázal som zase svoje srdce a svoj charakter.
I know it was a very tough match for me, most likely because of the jet lag, the time change from overseas and over here. It's a big thing for me, but I show my heart and I show USA wrestling fans that I am one of the best in the world.
Well, congratulations, sir. We're looking forward to seeing you in the future. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Wonderful match right there by Tajmuraz. Salkazanov gets it done for his home country here at the Real American Freestyle. And right now we have the unlimited weight class coming up, but let's flash back first to Cleveland show.
Here is Wyatt Hendrickson.
Did you see that power and agility? He stopped him dead in his tracks.
I've dedicated my life to this sport. The fans are the best.
Hendrickson is wrestling like he wants to show the world that he has a real message, and a Real American Freestyle is his home.
I have an attitude of a champion. I have the heart of a warrior. And my opponents, they can feel that. You can feel my attitude as soon as I step onto that mat.
Oh, that's some kind of agility from that big boy right there that I have never seen.
Just stuff heavyweights don't do.
Oh, goodness. USA got the chance going. Indeed, we put a stamp on that one and left him in the net.
RAF Unlimited Heavyweight World Champion, Captain America, Wyatt Hendrickson.
2 years ago, eventual 2024 U.S. Olympian Mason Parris put together one of the most dominant collegiate seasons ever seen. While at the University of Michigan, 33-0, 17 nationally ranked wins, and an NCAA championship. Tonight, he faces a former Moldovan national champion and a UFC heavyweight in Alexandr Romanov, a man responsible for being the first fighter in the UFC history to submit an opponent with a forearm choke.
Raise the championship title and be the RAF World Heavyweight Champion.
You know, it's you're telling this, and I feel it's like everything inside is burning now. And you know, every time when you became a world championship, it's amazing feelings because you make proud of yourself and also your country, your family can be proud of you, and you can be a perfect example for your kids. You know, I think it's amazing.
My mindset is always just to strive to be a champion in every aspect of my life. Just every single thing I want to be my absolute best in. You know, I started doing wrestling to get better at football, and I just instantly fell in love with it. I loved the individual aspect of it. I love going out and just fighting guys and showing that my willpower is stronger than theirs. So I've been known for wrestling moves since I was really young. I hit the fireman's carry. I got a tattoo of it on my arm, right here.
All fans, after one of my victories, when I did a ground and pound from the full mount, I did a double hammer fist, my opponent, like all our big arena start to yelling like King Kong, and now my nickname is King Kong. But it's not my choice, it's choice of my fans, and you know, I like it.
No, I'm going to keep the offense on them. I'm going to be super aggressive. I'm going to score a lot of points on them and just put that pressure on him that he hasn't felt before.
Tonight I will try to do my best, and for me it's a very big opportunity to represent here my country and to show to all the world that our national school is very, very tough, and 100% I will go 100 miles an hour.
Those are the big boys right there. Kurt, we're going into your Kurt's angles again.
Time.
Let's get that going.
All right, here we go. All right, it's Mason Rusty. Remember, Mason went and tried out for the LA Chargers this past year. He did really well. He didn't make the team, but he's back wrestling. We're going to find out if he's rusty or not. Romanov is a great grappler, so in grappling situations, he's going to be the winner.
Up to you, Jazz.
Ladies and gentlemen, we move to the real American Freestyle Unlimited Heavyweight Division. Let's bring out the big boys. Please welcome Alexandr Romanov.
Yeah, there's going to be some furniture moving around this one. These boys are big. That's why we got the unlimited weight class right here.
Heavyweight.
Yeah, let's get it. Romanov looks great. He came out here ready for action. He knows he's in the underground territory, but he's ready to get in everything he's got. This isn't his first time fighting in injury territory.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent, Mason Parris.
These are two big boys, Bubba.
Yes, sir. Michigan national champion, like they said. He was 13, 33-0, had an amazing season, then capped it off with a national championship. Listen, I want to see him versus Wyatt, but Romanov has got a lot to say about that. So we're going to see what Romanov can do to make us get this real American freestyle here tonight. Back to you,
the
Jones.
winner to face Wyatt. You're right.
Here we go. We're scheduled for 3 periods of the unlimited heavyweight division. Introducing first, wearing white, his official weight, 277.3 pounds. He is a two-time European grappling medalist, a two-time world grappling gold medalist. He is a PFL tournament finalist and a UFC veteran. Wrestling out of the Comrade Republic of Moldova, ladies and gentlemen, King Kong Alexandr Romanov. His opponent across the mat tonight, he wears blue. Official weight, 262 even and ready pounds. He is a Hodge Trophy winner, a Big Ten champion, a two-time Pan American gold medalist, an NCAA national champion, and a 2024 Paris Olympian. Wrestling out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana, presenting Mason Parris. Your third man on the mat is Ryan Green.
Now, these guys are incredible athletes for heavyweights. You know, Romanov was 19-4 in MMA. He's a superstar in MMA. And Mason Parris, he's an all-around athlete. He was an All-American high school football, NCAA champion in wrestling in college, had a lot of success. A tryout with the LA Chargers, which they had him go to a training camp, which is incredible. But these two are such incredible athletes for their size.
Absolutely. Fleet-footed, nice and light on the feet, but they're going to be heavy on the points right here. We're going to see Romanov try to use his size and try to use some of these underhooks or these pushes to get Parris going backwards, but we already know that football playing Parris is going to be crashing forward.
And King Kong just got done competing in a grappling world championship. He took bronze, so he is primed and ready to go for this competition against Mason Parris.
Well, you can tell who the aggressor is. You have Mason Parris with a staggered stance,
That
and
foot sweep.
Romanoff with a square stance.
That's that foot sweep you were talking about earlier,
Yes,
Juliana.
that's that same exact foot sweep that I just saw him do in those World Grappling Games, October 17th. The same exact move.
Parris got to be careful. That good fake right there. That's a nice fake. Cuts around. That's a good guy move
And
right
on a
there.
single, gets the 2 points for the back. That's awesome.
Great technique right there. He did a fake shot, got him going. Then as he came up, he shot down to get in the lower end of the level, immediately to a beautiful finish and getting 2 points instead of the 1 point push out, which is very, very important with these bigger guys. Parris is doing a good job of keeping that tie-up in his favor as far as, you know, being the smaller guy and not losing or getting beat in the tough tie-up position that Romanov can lean on you and weigh in on you. Those fakes are what makes a difference in this matchup.
And in that clinch position, Romanov, you know, against a lesser guy with that type of foot sweep, it might work, but not against somebody like Mason. He's too slick. He's too well versed in the wrestling to fall for something like that.
You're right. But Mason Parris is controlling the tempo in this match. He's the one that's controlling everything. He's the one with the staggered stance. There we go, another takedown.
Almost.
Single leg.
Romanov
Nice
went for
hits.
a throw, then Parris got his head to the outside, then Romanov shoved him back inside, and got a stalemate there. Or the end of the round, round 2. That was a lot of fun right there. Romanov getting some directions. Right here, we had the front headlock to a lefty inside high crotch, and then he runs him out with the finish on the edge for 2. It was the fake high crotch that got him moving, bounced him down, then he went around in that shot. Beautifully done right there with a nice high finish to get the extra points.
Perfect timing.
Romanov's got to do a better job of not biting on those fakes. We understand that those shots are really good, but it's the fake and the coming out of his stance that Parris is counting on when he's doing those moves.
You're absolutely right, Bubba.
And we have the best referees in the game here tonight. What was he doing right there when he stepped back on the mat when he shows his back to the referee? What was that, Bubba?
That's they wipe them down to make sure that their backs are not slick or they're, you know, they
No
have
lotion.
No greasing in the corner?
greasiness, yep.
Okay.
And with these bigger guys, you see some shine on them. Good shot right there.
That's 2. That's a big old double leg by Mason
He's got
Parris.
to keep this leg. He's going to look for more points if he can keep him on his hip. And he's going to immediately go into a leg lace. Drop the shoulders, what you're hearing his coaches yell. And he gives up on it a little bit right there.
Mason Parris with a double leg, representing America at the Worlds and Olympics for 2024 and 2023. He looks right back in his wrestling form, wouldn't you say, guys?
Absolutely. Looking strong, looking powerful, looking like a guy that can go get that belt from somebody else across the mat. We had this line up last time in Cleveland. These guys looked at each other. Now Romanov's got to be the guy to step in between that Parris-Hendrickson matchup, because that's what the world wants to see here at Real American Freestyle.
Now, with these guys being heavyweights, you know, you think that they're slow moving, but these guys are actually super fast. Romanov just looks a little bit behind the speed of Mason Parris.
As you see right there with the easy go around, he was going for the push out, Romanov was, and Mason shook him one way and gone the other way and goes with a spin around for 2.
Romanov is tired now, guys.
Yeah, you can see he's really sucking.
Time to pick him apart. Here we go.
Big
body
throw.
lock.
Big
He's got a
throw here.
whizzer. Romanov's got a big whizzer.
Earlier we saw DeSanto's kind of get that underhook and front through that.
Ooh.
Those points right there again for Parris. Leg lace locked up. He's 1 point from a tech fall.
Nicely done by Mason Parris, taking the back of King Kong Alexandr Romanov.
What you said earlier, Kurt, he's definitely getting a little tired. You know, after a big hit, it takes a little bit of time to get up off the mat. That's kind of what we're seeing with this Romanov here.
You're right.
Parris is taking the wind out of him, and good shots again. He's just getting to that leg. It's not really a great shot, but he's getting a great finish. He's simply shooting in on that leg and then finding ways. Right here with a big roll. Nothing yet. Very powerful, very good ideal from Romanov.
Nicely
but the
done
skill
by
of
Mason
Parris is
Parris.
just too good. And that's a tech fall, ladies and
That's a
gentlemen.
tech. It's over.
Great showing by Parris right there. He's gonna flex on him. Big boy. Getting the crowd involved right now. Looking like he's ready for any man in the world.
That guy has some technique, man.
Absolutely, right here. He takes a sweep with a little bit of a double A finish. Had the sweep turned and got him on his back, got him on his side, got the big points. Finished correctly. I was hoping he'd get a leg lace, but he didn't need it. He kept hitting this sweep to the left, and right here he just beats him with a little bit of speed, a little bit of toss, goes back underneath, cracks him down, elevates that leg, gets the points, comes back on top, gets the
Match
tech
is
ball.
over.
Yes, sir.
Great match by Mason Parris.
Back up to you, Jazz.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match ends with 9 seconds left in the second period with a final score of 11-0. Your winner by techfall, Mason Parris.
Mason. Congratulations, Mason Parris. How you feeling right now?
Feeling great. It's awesome to be back on the mat. I love wrestling, so much fun. Being in front of this amazing crowd, just tons of fun out here.
Mason, you were busy this summer competing and training with the NFL football team in LA. And now, do you think and do you believe that you're back in wrestling form like you were in 2024 and 2023 for the world team and the Olympics?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, my goal, is to win the belt here and then go on for the 2020 Olympics. I feel like I haven't missed a beat. It's awesome being out here, competing and wrestling again. It's just such an honor to be out here.
Well, you did an amazing job. We're looking forward to see what happens in your future. Congratulations again. Mason Parris, ladies and gentlemen.
We're going to splash back to when Wyatt Henderson won his title, and we see Mason calling him out. Let's take a look at it. What do you think about that? Wyatt Henderson's fresh off of his win, getting his belt, sweat comes in, and Mason Parris coming to ruin the party a little bit. What do you think?
Mason Parris wants that title. Wyatt Henderson won it, and Mason's here to say, hey, listen, I'm taking that title when I wrestle you.
He said it with words right then, and right now, tonight, he did it with actions. We might get to see that matchup.
He's on his way.
Right now, we got Cayden Henschel against Muggsy Comp. Two of the most popular social media influencers in freestyle wrestling are set to take to the ring once again. Cayden Henschel, with his 1 million plus followers, has previously beaten Keelon Muggsy and now looks for the repeat. But Muggsy, his a legion of fans, thinks it will be different this time around. A battle between wrestlers and a battle between their social media followers is on tap.
My name is Keelon Christopher Jimison. I go by Muggsy Bulljunk. I was born in Michigan City, Indiana, raised in Mississippi. For everybody, this is a walk in the park. It's another day in the office. For me, this is everything. I'm the only unprofessional athlete in this room, in the whole building, on the card. So yeah, this is my biggest accomplishment in wrestling by far. And before that was beat the streets with Cayden last year.
Wrestling is wrestling regardless, but of course you're always thinking like, heck, he has nothing to lose. We had a, match back last year, and I won pretty convincingly, and it's just like he's coming out there with nothing to lose. This is an amazing opportunity for both of us, and you're dangerous. So I'm definitely looking forward to doing the same thing regardless.
I love Cayden. I respect him very much, but it's a wrestling match. I'm not going to sit here and act sweet. I gotta expect some blood to be drawn. I'd like that to be going on. That's what I really love, is blood. I like violence, so.
He's big on, the throws. That's, I think, the only way he could beat me, right? If he throws. But I'm thinking, okay, how do I fight off my back? What are some things that I can get into position so I don't get pinned, don't get thrown? So I'm envisioning everything so I can win the battle before it happens.
He don't know how I wrestle at all. Like, 'cause he sees the year ago Muggsy wrestler. I didn't post any content on my training on purpose. I know how Cayden wrestle. I'm stronger, taller, heavier. Those are my advantages. He has the advantage of being more fundamentally sound. Even if I score 8 points, that's impressive. I shouldn't score on him by proxy, with the experience level. So different, so vast.
With space in the hand fight, I will say I think he's slow and neutral, so I think I love staying in space, but the slide-bys are always going to be there, and it's going to be fun.
People want me to be against him. I'm not gonna. I respect him as an entrepreneur, as a wrestler. I watched him before he knew who I was. Everybody here I don't think people understand. Everybody in this room, or in the building, wrestler-wise, I knew them worlds before I was on a TV screen or a cell phone. I was just some guy walking around Earth, and these people were already rare, and I was unimportant.
I will say once I got offered the opportunity to wrestle alongside the best wrestlers, not even in America, but the world, you know, I'm going to accept it. I'm going to put on a show, put on a display. And, you know, I was like a little baffled, like, holy cow, they're wanting me to compete. But I'm like, you know what? There's so many opportunities in wrestling, and I'm grateful to be, you know, one of the first guys in here to do it.
One of the most interesting matchups on the card. Back to you, Kurt, with the Kurt's angles, my man.
All right, we're going to start off. If Muggsy stands a chance tonight, he's going to have better positioning. The parterre offense from Henschel, he can turn Muggsy at any given time. And is Muggsy ready for the step up in the competition? He hasn't beaten Henschel yet. He's wrestled him in the past. And here tonight, he has an opportunity.
We're going to find out. Up to you, Jess.
Ladies and gentlemen, we move to a real American freestyle specialty catchweight. Let's bring out your wrestlers. Please welcome Muggsy Bulldog.
Absolutely an interesting guy. He comes out here excited for everything he sees in front of him. A man truly, truly blessed for this opportunity and grateful for what he's been given. This is exactly when you go out there to do some marketing around the world, this is exactly what you want, an opportunity to show the world your skills and who you are. And he's done a great job getting himself in this seat by strictly marketing who he is and the sport that he loves.
He's come a long way, and I'll tell you this, he has a lot of wrestling fans that follow him too. So he's really good for the sport of wrestling. All those followers, they all respect him.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is his opponent. Please welcome Cayden Henschel.
Henschel, almost the complete opposite. We got the intensity from Jimison, from Muggsy over there, excited to be here, but then we got Cayden Henschel wrestling in his own shoes. He's definitely been here before. He's always had this love for wrestling, and now he's on one of the biggest stages at RAF 02. Up to you, Jazz.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go, 3 periods at a real American freestyle catchweight. Introducing first, on my right tonight, wearing white, weighing in at 175 pounds, he is an entrepreneur, a marketing mastermind, wrestling out of Kansas City, Missouri. Introducing Muggsy Bulldog. His opponent across the mat tonight, wearing blue, he weighed in at an even 155 pounds. He is a Wisconsin state champion, a 2-time Scholar All-American, wrestling out of West Bend, Wisconsin, presenting Cayden Henschel.
Cayden looks like and sounds like one of those, oh, shucks guys, you know? He just got that lovable
I was going to say that too.
Lovable spirit.
They're the complete opposite.
Yes, they are.
There's a rematch, like you guys mentioned before.
Yeah, Muggsy's got to be smart with his strategic.
Henschel pretty much handled him pretty easily. I think Muggsy got an injury though.
Yeah, and he's just got to be smart and a little bit more strategic with his offense this time around. You know, the last matchup, he kind of gave himself up a little bit, and he went for something
Went
like
for a lat
that.
drop there. It didn't work out for him. He gets his back taken. That's 2 for Cayden Henschel.
Henschel's a really good wrestler. He's a 2-time NCAA qualifier.
Yeah.
This kid knows how to wrestle.
And the tight waist for 2 more for Cayden Henschel. Nicely done. He's got such a great attitude, too. You can see how happy he is.
And he's going to play into the crowd because he's a marketing genius, and this is what real American Freestyle is about, wrestling and entertainment, and these two right here put it together the best.
One of the things that I was seeing from Cayden Henschel was a nice, heavy, up, high underhook up on Muggsy. Let's see if he can get it again.
It looks like he can take his time, you know, with the Cayden, he can take his time, choose when he wants to do something. Muggsy, as I was saying early, has got to be smarter with his strategic opportunities.
Throw by.
Good defense right there, and good attempt at the legs for Muggsy. Nice little Prescott. We're here at Penn State, so I'm throwing that in. They call it a slide by. We here at Penn State call it Prescott.
I'm sorry.
Jeff Prescott.
Yes, sir. That's right.
He did it all the time.
That's right. Beautiful moves there.
Nice head position for Cayden Henschel.
Muggsy's got to circle a little bit sooner before he gets to the stars. Those stars should be a warning to him and an understanding of, hey, you're on the edge right there. You got to get going in front.
1 foot outside that cylinder, and that's a point for the opponent.
Yeah, little Muggsy gets on the board right there with that action.
Nicely done by Muggsy. You can tell at the press conference I asked him, how serious are you taking this? How happy are you to be here? What kind of training camp did it look like? You can tell he was in the training room and that he wants his revenge. He wants to beat Cayden Henschel.
He's got one of those fired up kind of personalities that, of course, he wants to wrestle his best, but he definitely wants to get the win on top of it.
And on that front head draw, Muggsy.
His referee, I mean, his coach is saying, hey, he doesn't have to catch it there. You got to go around, reset, get your mind right, and get going again. And that's sometimes what's the hardest thing about wrestling is being able to reset when something doesn't happen.
What happened there? He was in that front head draw, and then they got stood up. Was it a holding or a passivity call?
Stalemate.
A stalemate.
Stalemate. Referee will call back to the center if no action is going on.
Oh, man, he didn't even have a chance to go around and take his back. It's way too quick.
Yeah, that was a bad call.
In my opinion.
It was too quick.
Let's get a replay in here. Muggsy's moving. That high crotch got stopped by the underhook. He went for a lat drop, which is great for his opportunities, but Cayden sunk his hips and got him on his back.
He forced that. That was the problem.
Yeah, he did. High crotch right there. He missed it, and then he tries to go for a big throw, which I do not blame him. He's wrestling a better wrestler. He's got to go for something exciting. He's got to go for something big, and it just happens that he gives up a lot of points on that one. Cayden taking his time on the offense, shooting when he wants, it seems, scoring when he wants. I think if he wanted to pick up the pace, he could, but I think he's happy with life and happy with everything that's going on here tonight.
Muggsy looks gassed. Is that just me?
No, that's not you. That's our
That's a
eyes.
possibility.
Yeah,
that's a possibility. Nice double leg for Cayden Henschel.
The problem with Muggsy is he's on his heels all the time.
Right, he needs to be the aggressor.
He's not on his toes, yeah.
Ooh, big clash right there.
Heavy hands from Cayden Henschel.
Cayden looks more like the polished wrestler there with his stances and his understanding of what he should be doing. Muggsy's got to get into a place where he can get his offense going.
Absolutely. Kurt, you were right. He needs to be more aggressive. He's got to go make something happen.
He's sitting back, yes.
Yes, he needs to sprint now.
Circle, hands up. Big hip toss.
Little let's go Cayden crowd right there. We got some fans from his crew.
They want him to open up. He's trying to shut down a little bit. He's got the lead. He's going to hang on to it for a little bit, get a little break.
And I think the more wrestling that Cayden does, the more he'll be able to score, because as you start to wane on these guys that may not be in the best of shape, when you put a little more wrestling together in front of them, they start to fold to the better style of wrestling later.
You're absolutely right.
The better techniques come in later, and fatigues make cowards of us all. Good fake right there. He's got to go around. He cleared that elbow. He probably can go for it.
Oh, nicely done. Cradle.
A cradle.
Ooh, and that's 2 more for Cayden Henschel.
He's got a trapped arm right now.
Let's see if Muggsy's base is good. He's going to look to get him in that high waist.
Referee wants Muggsy to open up. That's what he means by when he hits the mat and points at him. He wants him to open up his parterre position. Don't clock in on the legs. Don't hug in on the armpit. Keeping those arms in. He wants him to big bird out is what we call it, and defend himself normally.
Excuse me, tight waist, not high waist.
Tight waist, high waist, there's all of them. In wrestling, we just trying to get you over. We just grab into things.
Anything, yes.
Hey, stay in there. Stay in a good stance. Wear him down. Wear him down. Wear him down.
And one of these things that I loved about Cayden, Henschel, and Muggsy is their ability to promote. If you guys look in between both of their social medias, these guys got millions of followers. Cayden has his own shoe brand, shirt brand, all sorts of stuff. That's very smart by Cayden Henschel to be able to get all that. Looking at the replay, what do you see?
Henschel hit him with a beautiful double, and Muggsy's got to be careful for, yeah, he gave up one, but if he was to do that a little bit earlier, that would have been more than one because of the exposure. So again, Muggsy's got to clean up his technique, because right now, it's not about athleticism, it's not about strength, it's simply about the technique, and the more polished wrestler seems to be showing that.
You're exactly right. Henschel is so in control right now. He's controlled the whole tempo of the match. He's never been in trouble. He's been able to put Muggsy in bad positions and been able to score on him.
You gotta go, Muggsy. Set him up.
Muggsy's feeling himself a little bit in a way of like, get the referee out of there, talking a little bit to Cayden. Sometimes you have to do something, whether it's verbally or an action, maybe not a dirty action, but a nasty action, a little hand to the face, just to get yourself motivated. He needs to promote some offense right here. As you guys were saying, he promoted the match very well. Right now, he needs to promote some points. And there's something.
Oh, gets up his
nice
back
takedown
on
by Henschel.
They called that a slip. The referee is saying that it's neutral, there was no points, and that's when you go for a move like that, a front headlock or something like that, and the referee feels as though you slipped out of your technique. Even though Henschel scored, the referee called neutral, no takedown, it was a slip. And that's here in Real American Freestyle, as well as other styles of freestyle. They will call a slip.
Well, Muggsy's starting to get aggressive now, so he's on top of Henschel trying to score some points to catch up.
There seem to be few and far between those spurts. He needs more spurts, and it doesn't seem like he has those in the bank anymore.
You're absolutely right.
Move him. Hey, let's go. Pick it up.
To Muggsy's credit, he is not a college wrestler, didn't go to college, didn't compete in college. He's a high school wrestler. So it takes a lot of guts to be out here and perform in front of all of these people and on national television.
Yeah,
it's
you
not
definitely
easy.
have to give him credit. Yeah, he was a decent high school wrestler, and he made himself into a superstar. And here he is at RAF, believe it or not. Oh, beautiful. There's
shot. That's
3 or 4,
ladies and gentlemen. That's 4.
4 points.
That's feet to back, ladies and
Beautiful
gentlemen.
Into danger.
Cayden Henschel gets it done again here in State College. Technical fall. And Muggsy's coach throwing the challenge block. I believe it was 4. There's no way you can't look at that and see 4. It was 2 for the takedown and 2 for the back exposure. That's the slip earlier that we called.
You know what? That was a slip. That was a slip. That was definitely a slip.
So here's Henschel looking at the timing. Boom, hits him with a double A. They're going to give Henschel all of those points, even though
I think it should have been both. It should have been 3 and 4.
You think so? Because of the lock right here, maybe the stop, the pause. I didn't really see one of those there.
Yeah. You might be right, but I thought that both of them should have gotten points.
Back up to you, Jazz.
Ladies and gentlemen, the match ends with 31 seconds in the third period. A final score of 11-1. Your winner by tech fall, Cayden Henschel.
Good win for Cayden Henschel. He's going to have bragging rights.
Unexpected win. They're joined up there by Juliana Pena.
Cayden, congratulations. You were able to get the win again, 2-0 against Muggsy. How are you feeling right now?
Man, I feel good. Muggsy's pretty big, man, but it was so fun to be out here, to share the mat with him. And I mean, Real American Freestyle, what they're doing, it's unbelievable. I'm so blessed to be a part of it. Praise this, and shout out to my family here, back at home, and thank you guys. This is amazing. So.
And you got about over 1 million followers on social media on this platform, which is one of the big reasons why they wanted you here, why they love you. What is your message to all of your fans that are watching you around the world and here live tonight?
You know what? A lot of people say they idolize me for what I've done, followers, but I idolize God. So I mean, be more like Him, be a good child of God, and I think the world will be a lot better place. So that's share. Yep.
Hey, congratulations! Looking forward to seeing you in the future, there, Cayden.
Hey, y'all. Hey, look, all y'all kids out there, I know I might disappoint y'all today, but I come from zero. I come from zeros, poor, broke, come from nothing, repos, eviction, suicide. And I'm at the stage with no college accolades, y'all. Y'all can do it too. Y'all ain't gotta have the best accolades to make it this far, y'all, I swear. I come from zero, y'all. Y'all can do it too, I swear, y'all.
Congratulations.
Wonderful message there by Muggsy. Took the opportunity to give a shout out to some of the children out there that possibly look and feel the way he has bring them to this stage. Wonderful story to be shared by Muggsy there.
You gotta respect him for that.
Next up in the Windy City, we go to Chicago. RAF 02 is live now, but RAF 03 is coming to Chicago on November 29th, and we want you there. We're giving away VIP floor seats, and the only way to enter is during tonight's stream. Scan the QR code on your screen or head to realamericanfreestyle.com, Chicago to enter. Back here in Happy Valley at Penn State, and speaking of Happy Valley at Penn State, we're looking at the Division I rankings with Penn State at the top and Nebraska following at number 2. Then we have, of course, the known Iowa and Iowa State following up at 3 and 4, and then another Big Tenner and Ohio State following that. And that is your top 5 Division I rankings. When you speak of legends in both Penn State and NCAA wrestling history, Carter Starocci, collegiate career ranks right near the top and a record of 119 wins and only 2 losses. With no defeats following his freshman season, 5 NCAA individual championships and 4 NCAA team titles for the Nittany Lions during his career. About as close to unbeatable as one man can be.
I feel like a lot of people don't know me just because, I mean, I don't want people to know me, I guess. And like, I don't know, I'm always in athlete mode. And when the cameras are on, it's usually when I have an event going on or something like that. But I just feel like people I feel like you get what you see with Carter. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not one of those guys that kind of like act a certain way for anything to happen and just, I am who I am, you know? So I first started loving wrestling, I would say, the first day after the state tournament of my freshman year in high school. I took 8th place at the state tournament, and like that like changed my life forever. I just like my life flashed from my eyes. It's either like, am I gonna do this or am I not? Because I'm not cool with losing. So it's either I'm gonna like not do this or I'm gonna figure something else out. I would really rather die than lose or else I'm just not gonna do it. And I feel like every single day when I'm training, I don't want to think about the negative too much because a lot of people say you can learn from a loss, but I feel like you can learn from a win also, you know? Me coming to Penn State has really changed my life, not only as an athlete, but as a person. Just being around like-minded individuals, just all around the board. I mean, I met some of my best friends here, and this fan base, I mean, they show up and show out every single time. I mean, we can be wrestling the biggest team, a team that has 0 wins. They're there every single time. And so for me, it's, you know, that's really important, and I always hold them close to my heart. And so that's why even when you look back at my college career, I mean, you can study the sport of wrestling. How many guys have showed up every single time when they're sick, when they're injured, you know what I mean? And there's always an excuse on not to do something, and so you just have to have that reason on why I'm going to do that. And so for me, I was always that guy because I take just, it's one hand washes the other. You know, if they're going to come out and support us, then I'm going to come out and give you guys a show.
The only 5-timer in NCAA history. But Nate Jackson will not be easily intimidated. From little-known prospect to 2-time All-American at Indiana, Jackson is familiar with the underdog moniker, and his massive success on the international stage, including a 2024 Pan American Championship, means he poses a serious threat to Starocci's planned homecoming party.
I've traveled the entire world wrestling, so I've won over 11 international titles. And for me, it's like, hey, I've had some cool moments for myself. Like, I've beaten Bo Nickel. I've beaten Jaden Cox. I've beaten Mark Hall. Like, I've beaten the guys who are household names in our sport. So I've just been looking for the right type of platform where I can do it and it become more meaningful than just something I can tell my family that I did, you know? So right now I'm in a position where I'm super comfortable, but I'm hungry because I don't have to do this. I've always prided myself in putting on a great show, like a great wrestling product. So I've always loved the high octane scores. I love the double legs, throws, anything that makes people come out of their seat. And it's translated to a lot of wins, but I'm tired of being a show pony, right? I just want to be the best. I'm grateful to wrestle against a competitor who has been able to build so much in their achievement, who's been able to be poured into by the best our country has ever seen, a part of the best program. All of that stuff builds up my story. So for me to be older, you know, I'm a little bit on the other side of my wrestling career, especially just on how we've done it. You know, you're 25, 26, 27, and people are like, hey, these kids are coming up. I'm 31, and I'm in the prime of my physical fitness, just like other athletes, NBA players and NFL players. They're in their prime when they're in their 30s. But I have to show the world that. So I can do it from a performance perspective like I used to do it. I don't think that really works out. When I've tried to impress the world, it hasn't always worked in my best favor, or I could do it for something else. So I'm doing it for something else, and the something else includes myself, it includes my family, it includes my brothers, and it includes the people who have poured into me over the last couple of years. After tonight, everyone will know who Nate Jackson is.
Will Jackson spoil the homecoming party for Carter? We go to Kurt's Angles to take a look at Cape.
Well, this is going to be about Nate Jackson's power against Carter Starocci's control. Jackson has big movability. Carter cutting the mat in half and pressuring Jackson. He does that very well.
Up to you, Jazzy Boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is in the Real American Freestyle Cruiserweight division. Let's bring out your wrestlers. Please welcome Nate Jackson.
Yeah, Nate Jackson comes in here with a serious undertone. Really wears his heart on his sleeves, expecting to get an upset here tonight, expecting nothing less than a victory, even though he's going against a 5-time Penn State national champion here at Penn State.
I don't know if he's the underdog. You have to remember, he medaled in every major competition since 2019. This guy's a freestyle guru. So I'm not sure if he's the underdog tonight.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent, Carter Starocci.
There he is, Bubba, his big homecoming. He's at Penn State University, 5-time national champion. This guy's wrestling in front of his hometown, folks.
Yeah, it was interesting to see how he'd be received, but he is beloved here at the State College, and he's on and in an arena that he's performed before, so this is nothing new to him. This is something true to Jackson. We're going to see who's going to get it done as they toe the line right here. Up to you, Jazz, for introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to RAF02. We'd like to welcome the best wrestling fans on all over the world at Fox Nation. This match, 3 periods in the RAF Cruiserweight division. And now, introducing on my right, wearing white tonight, he weighed in official weight 188.9 pounds. He is a World Cup champion, a 2-time Pan American champion. He has over 100 wins at Indiana University, a 2-time All-American in 2 different weight classes. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Nate the Great Jackson. And now, his opponent on my left tonight, wearing blue, his official weight also 188.9 pounds. He is a 2-time Pennsylvania state champion, a 3-time Big Ten champion. He is the first ever to be a 5-time NCAA national champion. He has never lost a match in the final bracket from Erie, Pennsylvania, presenting Carter Staracci. And the action begins. Your referee is Lewis Baker.
Okay, I just want to ask you, he's a 5-time NCAA champion. I know it had something to do with COVID, but I'm not sure. You have 4 years of eligibility, but he won 5 NCAA titles.
Yes, it was COVID related. They gave him an extra year around those times. A lot of those guys in that generation around the COVID 2020 were given that extra year. So you're going to see a lot of those guys in that 2020 era that have more years of eligibility than any other time in history.
Gotcha.
But this is going to be Carter. This is going to be Carter's stage to do what he wants on, because this is what Carter does. This is who he's been in this building. And he gets double leg beautifully by Nate Jackson. And getting the crowd involved.
What a takedown by Nate Jackson. Double-legged him right through a brick wall. That was beautiful.
Absolutely. And he's got a stylistic style that is going to be hard to match up with. He's long and he's strong, and you can see that he's coming out from a weight, so he's a little bit thicker than you expect in this weight class.
He's long and lanky, just like you were saying.
Gotta get his offense going. Okay,
he's getting a little too cocky.
Looks like Muhammad Ali out there doing the Muhammad Ali shuffle before the match began.
And sometimes that's the style. Sometimes that's what you want to get yourself moving and feeling good. He shot him off, got a point there.
Uh-oh, a lot of trash talking on the mats for these two.
Jackson feeling himself, getting a little entertaining right here. This is good for a real American freestyle. This is bad for Carter Staracci. Carter has never looked like this against an opponent.
Carter in on a single.
Good shot here for Carter. His best opportunity to score so far. He's in deep on the shot.
Nice heavy hips by Nate Jackson.
Nate doesn't seem to be worried here. Locked out. And that was a clean shot by Carter.
They calling a stall there again?
Stalemate.
Nate Carter got some kind of arrogance going on right now, but it's working.
It's working, and sometimes that's what you got to put on. He got to put on a jacket of confidence and a jacket of arrogance if you're going to go against a 5-time national champion in his house.
That's right. He's going right into the belly of the beast in the Lion's Den here at the Bryce Jordan Center.
And sometimes you got to come in with a little bit of swag and a little bit of braggadociousness, maybe a little bit of uncomfortness for the crowd to watch. You showboat a little bit, but then gets Carter Staracci out of his stance, and it makes Jackson do his dance that he's enjoying right now.
In on a single leg, Carter Staracci.
Same shot he was in on.
Fighting it off.
Same shot he was in on earlier. Let's see if he can actually finish it. He's got it brought up. Usually you can go out of bounds, but it's short time on the clock, and I don't think he realized it.
Time ran out.
Halfway to a tech fall. Jackson's feeling himself.
Oh, nickel in the corner for Carter Staracci.
And Mark McKnight, a Penn State wrestler when I was here. Mark McKnight and Bo Nickel in the corner. Right here we see them both moving and fighting in the action. Jackson getting that double leg to its chest. We call that a Japanese double. Jab double with the forehand right in the chest. Both hands behind the back, getting the big points right there. Looking for 4, but only getting the 2.
It's usually those long-armed wrestlers that do it.
Yes, sir.
That was a textbook double. Is that his son in his corner?
I'm not sure, but Jackson has brought a lot of family here tonight, and he represents a big family, and a family that wants to come out and put their heart on the sleeves, wear their heart on the sleeves, and really win with the belief that they have in Jesus Christ and their faith. They really wear it on their sleeves here, and and Jackson's a big part of that. Good double leg there.
This kid's a machine, man. Even on his knees, he keeps moving.
Yeah, he's long, man. That's hard. You can't coach that size and that length. It's very hard to deal with. And Carter's got to be able to deal with it sooner than later, because as this clock fades, Jackson's going to get into his post and prevent defense.
Yeah, Staracci hasn't found his rhythm yet. He's still trying to figure it out. But Jackson's keeping him off balance.
and I could feel something in Jackson at the weigh-ins and towards the face-off. You know, previously before it, I picked Carter Starachi to win this just off of history. But then I started watching Jackson a little bit. I interviewed him a little bit. We talked about his family. He talked about his faith. He had this seriousness about him. I could feel that energy.
He matured.
Yes, vibrating off of him. And I was like, you know what? I think you might do something tonight. And he said, you know what? I promise you I will. And he's living up to that promise right now.
He meant it, man.
Carter Starachi in on a single leg. Jackson looking to defend.
Again, on that same shot, he continues to get to this shot, but something in Jackson's defense gives Carter a hard puzzle to figure out because he's so long and he's so okay with being there that it's giving Carter an understanding of what's going on, and he's sunning him right now.
Turning disrespectful.
He's sunning him a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Saying you're my son.
Hand on the head. You know, a couple of the antics, sometimes it's a little bit hard to watch, but if he's going to get the victory, that's what he's going to need.
15 seconds in the second round. Nate Jackson.
No, misdirection. We saw that earlier.
Nice.
Beautiful shot. Came around the waist. It's a bad finish. Usually you got to stay lower on that finish, but this is where the stalemates come in when you come around the waist. Got to get to a quicker finish.
Time.
Time's up. Second period's over. 5-0. Jackson over Starachi.
And it's good to see Bo Nickel in the corner over there. He's got to tell him to do something different because what he's been doing for the last 4 minutes has not worked so far.
I love the way Jackson's been controlling this match. Just perfect.
Right in there, you see Carter getting in, deep on the shot, misdirection again. But again, Jackson long, pushing down on that head, wrapping up those ankles, just making it sticky and icky. And that's what he's getting the best out of Carter for. He's getting it done with his style.
It's the third and final period.
Yeah, 2 minutes left. Carter's got to pick up the pace, and he's really got to try some things. He might have to give up some points trying to look to get those points back. There's another score right there.
Carter's got to sprint here. He has to.
Wow, the leverage Jackson has is unbelievable.
The leverage, the length to get out of that double leg and only give up 1 point was amazing. But that is exactly what Carter needs right there. That 1 point may spark the start that he wants.
Hand fighting for both gentlemen.
A little bit of fakes there, and Carter's got to commit to something because, like we were saying, points come fast in freestyle. A little push out here, a little takedown here, you can give up points very quickly. But once these good wrestlers, these long wrestlers go into a prevent defense, it's very, very hard to get on those scores.
And I believe Nate Jackson lost his mouthpiece there.
Oh, he knocked him out.
Gave him a point. Referee,
Bo's calling making the block call.
Bo wants some more points out of that.
He wants 4 on that. Saw him put up 4 fingers.
He was grounded for sure.
I don't think it was 4. I think it was 1.
Yeah, I think they were way out of bounds for them to get the 4. But I can see why Bo would want those calls because he definitely went to his back. You cannot give up anything on the edge, no matter how far you think you're out.
That was a quick decision there. They already said no dice.
Yeah, I think the whistle. He blew the whistle before he fell to his back.
Carter has got to sprint here. He is down 4 points in the third and final round. And Nate Jackson is a dog.
It's closing out. 40 seconds left. Jackson's in control.
We have an upset brewing right here, but only in the eyes of the people who don't know Jackson. Oh, he's
got another point.
He's fading here a little bit.
Got poked in the eye.
Poked in the eye.
Did they put that mouthpiece back in?
Referees, Penn State crowd on Nate Jackson right now. 35 seconds left. Doing that old trick, fix the sock, fix the singlet, fix the sock, fix it all. Let me get an extra 3 more seconds.
If they do get poked, do they get 5 minutes like you do in UFC fighting?
No, ma'am. This is real American freestyle. You got to wrestle through it and keep going.
Nice chin whip there by Carter. He's got him by the chin. Carter's getting choked right now.
He's got to be smart.
Guillotine.
Yeah, he locked up that guillotine. You saw that jiu-jitsu right there, Juliana.
There we go.
Right.
He's looking for big points right here.
Looking to flip him over with that guillotine sip, and he gets his back taken by Nate Jackson. Nicely done by Nate.
Match is over, 7-2. Great match by Carter. Or, I'm sorry, Jackson.
Yes,
Nate Jackson.
Wonderful win by Jackson. Got it done. He is not surprised. He feels like he knew he was going to get that victory. He promised me a win, and he got it. Here it go again. Carter on the go around. He steps out, gives up that 1 point right there, but that was far and few between. The only real action we got to see from Carter. And right here, Nate Jackson just bears down, fights against that front headlock turn and roll through, gets the 2, and that sets the match. Back up to you, Jazz.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 periods and a final score of 7-2, your winner, Nate the Great Jackson!
All glory to God. Yes, sir. Congratulations, Nate Jackson. I'm going to turn you around here. How are you feeling, Nate?
God is good.
That's right. You have competed at 86, 92, and 97 pounds in the past. Do you feel like 190 pounds is going to be your new intended home here at Real American Freestyle?
I'll talk to my family about it.
Okay. And what's next for you, Nate? What are you expecting to do?
We're about to run it up with RAF, right?
All right. Well, congratulations on a massive win against Carter. Congratulations.
Man, a few words, but real big actions. And we're headed for the next heavyweight match, Jake Varner and Pat Downey. Jake Varner looks ready. He's a coach here. He's a little bad blood. Pat Downey has been calling Penn State a little bit of some inappropriate names, but Jake Varner is a coach here, so we're gonna see what it looks like.
What do you do when things get tough? You don't give up. You stand your ground. If you've been diagnosed with metastatic PSMA-positive prostate cancer, had hormone therapy, and can delay chemotherapy, ask your doctor about Pluvicto. Pluvicto is not chemotherapy. It's a different treatment that targets PSMA-positive cells. Pluvicto can be used before chemotherapy for some people. Pluvicto involves contact with radioactivity, which may increase the risk for cancer and cause fetal harm. Drink plenty of fluids, urinate often, use contraception, and talk to your doctor about ways to reduce the risk of exposing others to radiation during and after treatment. Pluvicto can cause low levels of blood cell counts, kidney problems, and infertility. Tell your doctor if you have weakness, pale skin, shortness of breath, bleeding or bruising more easily, an infection, or changes in urination. Side effects include decreased blood cell counts, tiredness, dry mouth, nausea, appetite loss, joint or back pain, and constipation. Ask your doctor about Pluvicto, because every day without cancer progression is a victory.
Welcome back here to the Bryce Jordan Center. Back up to you, Jazz, with a special announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, he will fight in the UFC in 3 weeks at Madison Square Garden. He is the real American Freestyle light heavyweight champion of the world. Please welcome Boo Nickel.
We're joined here by Bo Nickel, that's right. Gotta bring the Penn Stater in on this action. Bo, how you feeling tonight, baby?
Fellow Penn Stater.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Been a while, you see me in the blue and white.
Looking
Bo, hey, fresh off your win against Jacob Cardenas.
Yes, sir.
How are you feeling about that? How do you feel about RF1 and your victory? How's that belt looking at home on the wall or shining somewhere? Tell us about that.
Man, loving the belt. It's nice first one for me. I think there's a few more coming in the future, and it was great to be back on the mat. I felt at home. Just the sport that I grew up doing since 5 years old. It was so much fun to be there, and I could tell, I felt the love from the wrestling community, and that meant the world to me. So
now, Bo, do you still you have part of your training wrestling and not just stand up and you know, jiu-jitsu and all that stuff. You still train wrestling.
Yes, sir. Yeah, straight wrestling with the Penn State team, 99 Wrestling Club, and trying to help those young guys out. You know, teach them what I can while focusing on MMA. But yeah, definitely got a lot of wrestling training in the regiment.
So you're getting your time in. So you're good to go.
Staying on the mats. Yeah, I never left. You know.
Well, let's talk about people who never left. This Jake Varner-Pat Downey matchup. When Pat Downey has focused all his energies on wrestling, the talent is undeniable. A former U.S. Open national champion, NCAA Division I All-American, and Bellator MMA competitor, Downey arrives at the RAF with an opportunity to be special. Jake Varner, meanwhile, brings with him a glittering resume that includes an Olympic gold medal, 2 NCAA individual championships, and an induction into the National Hall of Fame. Now the 2 former Iowa State Cyclones will settle it on the mat.
Pat Downey is the black sheep. Everywhere he goes, he has been banished.
Me versus me, almost.
I think Pat Downey has the ability to rub people the wrong way.
It's nice to be outspoken. Sometimes you gain a lot of fans, and sometimes you get canceled. So it's both sides of the coin.
Real American Freestyle is giving an opportunity to Pat Downey. They're opening up the door for him to compete against the best wrestler in his division, Jake Varner. And you can either sink or swim.
I've been on some of the biggest stages of wrestling. I'm 2-time NCAA champ, world bronze medalist, Olympic gold medalist.
Varner is head over heels above Pat Downey in accolades.
Jake Varner gets my full attention. I made the mistake before of kind of underestimating opponents, whether they have big names or not, so I'm definitely not going to do that mistake again.
Pat Downey is someone that's going to say what he feels.
Don't take it personally, you know. I'll talk my shit while we're wrestling. I'm a believer.
You know, he's a tough wrestler. Is it all talk? I don't know. I mean, we'll see whether it is or not, and you know, he'll see whether I am or not. You know, I'm not going to let you win. You know, if you're going to beat me, you're going to have to figure it out.
Varner is going to push the pace, try to make conditioning a factor with a hard hand fight. That's one of his best attributes.
I'm Nittany Lion Wrestling Club, which is part of Penn State. I wrestle with some of the best guys in the world every day for my job. It keeps me sharp.
We'll see if he plays into my games at all. There's some good positions that I can really challenge anybody in the world in. You know, I get my hands locked around Jim, I can take anybody in the world down.
I'm ready to wrestle. Let's go see what I got.
Back here in State College, we're going to take a look at the Olympic champs, Kurt's Angles again.
All right, here we go. Kurt's angle coming up right now. All right, Varner's ankle pick, very slick. He does it quite a bit to his opponents. Downey has incredible conditioning. And Happy Valley is Varner country. And Bo, I want to ask you this. He's 39 years old, Jake Varner. I hear that he's still on top of his game. And I heard a rumor that he beats up everybody in the Penn State wrestling room. Is that true?
You know, Varner's a guy obviously incredibly accomplished, hasn't competed in a long time, but he's a guy that's been in the room every single day, you know, since he retired from competition. And absolutely, you know, he's smashing guys in the practice room. He still has it. And, you know, great training partner for everybody at Penn State, everybody at NLWC. And
that's why he's here tonight,
That's
right?
why he's here. You know, he feels confident that he's going to go out there and, you know, whoop Pat Downey's butt. And I think Pat, you know, feels confident as well.
Okay, back up to you, Jess.
Ladies and gentlemen, we move back to the Real American Freestyle Unlimited Heavyweight Division. Let's bring out your wrestlers. Please welcome Pat Downey.
Yeah, not one crowd member went and clapped. I expected it. I expected some more boos, but no applause is pretty bad too, you know. He's a bad boy. Like he said, Varner said he's going to say what he thinks, say what he wants. And Varner's going to have a problem with that because he's going to try to shut him up. But Pat Downey is going to entertain the crowd and get everybody into it.
This guy's a heat getter, heat seeker.
Pat Downey with the big flex.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent to the mat. Here is Jake Varner.
Jake Varner's looking pretty good.
Looking jacked to the gills.
These are some big boys, but I'll have you know, Jake Varner weighed in actually at 195 pounds for this event. And, you know, he was a little bit under, but, you know, obviously it looks like he's carrying his weight very well. So it'll be interesting to see if that plays a factor. Maybe Varner's conditioning, you know, is looking solid right now, so we'll see.
Time now for Jazz introductions.
Here we go, wrestling fans. 3 periods in the real American Freestyle Unlimited Heavyweight Division. And now, introducing tonight, wearing white, he weighed in at 215.2 pounds. He is a 2-time Maryland State Champion. He is an NCAA All-American, an NJCAA National Champion, a U.S. Open gold medalist, a Pan-American Games bronze medalist, a Bellator veteran from Palm Beach, Florida, by way of Baltimore, Maryland, introducing Pat Downey!
We expected that.
And now his opponent. On my left, tonight, he wears blue. He weighed in at 224.2 pounds. He is a 2-time California State Champion, a 2-time Big 12 Champion, a 2-time NCAA National Champion, a Pan-American Games gold medalist, and a 2012 Olympic gold medalist from State College, Pennsylvania, presenting Jake Varner. Your referee is Lewis Baker.
Let's go, Pat, buddy, you got this.
And this is a match that I'm most excited for out of, I think, the whole event.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful to be here mat side with you guys.
Yeah, it's good to see you here, Bo. And you got a little affiliation with this Jake Varner right here. What can you tell us about his mindset going into something like this against the wild Pat Downey?
I mean, he's stoic. He's a dude that's been there and done that. You know, competing against a guy like Pat Downey obviously brings its challenges, but Varner's ready for any of them. And, you know, I've wrestled Pat a few times myself. He's very slick, talented, and does a lot of good things on the mat. So we'll see what happens. I'm fired up.
Very strong is Varner right here, looking to get this underhook and this tie up into his want. You know, slide by right there. Earlier we saw him with a heavy club over top of the tie up, just to get a little bit of Downey's understanding and attention, just to show him, hey, I'm super strong. That's what you normally try to do when you're tying up in those tie-ups. You just club them a little bit, bounce them, and move them just to let them feel you a little bit and give them that understanding.
Absolutely, yeah. Varner does a great job of, you know, combining that strength with some unassuming slickness as well. So, you know, we'll see how he can get to his offense, you know, but definitely this first minute has been a lot of hand fighting.
Yeah, they've been feeling each other out.
A lot of hand fighting and going in Varner's direction, as we're seeing Lewis Baker, their referee there, tell Downey to pick it up a little bit. You got to get more action going, because Pat is not really winning the tie-ups, not really controlling the center. Kind of got the hands in the face, but it's not a real effective offensive move. It's more of a stall, more of a
Jake
stale.
is forcing him to go backward. He's underhooking him. He's taking control of the match.
He is.
And so they already gave a point to Varner.
Yep. Put him on the shot clock, give a point to Varner. And that's okay for Downey. He don't want to get out of his position. He doesn't want to do anything that's going to make him, you know, have the pressure of, you know, taking a bad shot. That 1 point isn't much in wrestling. That's why a lot of people don't get that crazy or too active when they get put on that shot clock. Sometimes it's just about the next opportunity.
Yeah, you have to be confident in your ability to score. You know, matches aren't won and lost on passivity points. They're won and lost with action, with takedowns.
You're absolutely right, Bo. These guys hopefully they'll feel each other out this next period.
For sure, yeah, they're getting a feel for each other. Kurt, you were, similar weight class, big, strong guy. How did you use, your conditioning and your strength to your advantage when you're out there?
My conditioning was impeccable. I wore my opponents down. I was always smaller. I wrestled 220 pounds. I weighed 200.
Take the other one, and he'll get the other one.
So my idea was not to go toe-to-toe with them, but to create action and get them moving where I could get them off their balance. And then I was able to attack and score.
I like that. Great strategy.
It was mainly I had to get my opponents tired. Once I did, I'd score on them.
Love it.
Now, how do you think Pat Downey can use that same strategy, being the smaller guy in this same matchup?
Well, he seems to be fighting them toe-to-toe right now. He's not creating a lot of movement. He is controlling the match, the tie-ups.
Yeah, we'll see who can get to an angle here.
Yes, got to get the angles going, got to possibly get out of that tie-up if you're Downey to get maybe some fakes going, get this big guy moving a little bit differently. That's a good way to clear that tie-up with a little elbow pass, but soon he's going to be right back into position that he just cleared out from. So when he clears that, he's got to do a better job of leading into his offense or getting more aggressive with the start or the creation of his own tie-up.
Jake looks very comfortable here. I mean, he's just setting the tone, controlling the tie-ups. He's not in any hurry to do anything. He has a 1-point lead, so right now he's in the lead. He's just controlling the match.
Yeah, absolutely. Something that Jake's doing really well is he's keeping that right hand inside on that collar tie. And that does two things. It allows him to control, the ties and the pace, and it also, wears Downey down by pulling on that neck and keeping weight on him. So he's doing
keeping tension on him.
For sure.
They gave him a shot clock passivity. And I can understand that because that right hand's grabbing the back of Downey's head, or like you were speaking about, Bo, and Penn State's really good at that pull down and just hang, and then they'll take that left arm and go in and nice ankle pick right on the inside with that right hand still on the collar as you're thinking you're in the tie-up, and they've lowered their level and left hand reached in and grabbed something that's vitally important to you in your stance.
This absolutely gets his back tired. By pulling his head down, there's a lot of tension on his lower back, and that gets the opponent tired quickly.
One point for
sure.
Downey right there.
And this position is a grueling position here with, front headlock, having Varner's weight and, head under his chest. That took a lot of air out of Downey right there. You can see it.
As soon as he came out of that, he exhaled like,
Whoa.
And that's what we're talking about, that ankle pick.
I got a little excited about that one. I hate to not be super professional, but I'm a little biased in this one, to be fair.
Yeah, we understand
I don't blame
it.
you.
We understand it. And the crowd is excited about it as well. Downey's going to play the bad guy role. He's got to go as being an underdog. But he's gave up some points, and he's got to come back and get that.
I like to see a caution in one there for Downey kind of fleeing the mat. Varner has one of the best gut wrenches in the world to this day. So, he gets on top. I'd like to see him look to.
Is that why we heard that? You were waiting to see that?
I was waiting to see the turn.
Yeah, that ridge. And with a man as powerful as Varner is, if he locks up on your ribs, there ain't many floating ribs in America that are going to last that kind of breakage.
Yeah, no, that's not fun stuff for sure. But
Varner looks really good, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying he'd do it, but he could probably fight for the 28 Olympic team. The way he's wrestled tonight.
Yeah, that ankle pick was beautiful. Beautiful setup. He didn't even have to go to a knee there because the setup was so good. Pull on that head, get the angle, catch the heel, throw him right on his back. It was just beautiful wrestling technique.
Beautiful wrestling technique at the highest level, and that is a move that we can see and have seen on the middle school, elementary level there. Just a head tie, little ankle pick. Beautiful job, beautiful work, very basic. But you can see here, it even works at the real American Freestyle.
Absolutely. You got to master those fundamentals. Young kids out there, you're looking to compete on this level. It's all about the fundamentals.
Down 4 going into the next round. We got Mark McKnight and Kyle Snyder in corner with Jake Varner. Penn Staters right now.
Corner.
Yeah, great corner for him. And then Nate Jackson jumped over there for Pat Downey. He's got George Spiller over there. Good corner. He's got to do something to get himself in this matchup because all Varner's got to do is what he's been doing, and he might end this matchup 7-1.
Yeah, Varner's just doing a great job of controlling center here. I mean, I don't think his feet have left the center of the mat the entire match, which, you do that, you're going to give yourself a good chance to win, combined with some attacks.
Now, do you think that Pat Downey might be a little rusty considering he's in MMA for a little bit?
Yeah.
And he just came back to wrestling?
It's possible, you know. I mean, Pat's a guy that he's always been unbelievably talented, but it's definitely, you know, I can speak from experience. It's tough to do both, and especially
you do it. Yes, I can imagine.
You know, competing against a guy like Jake Varner in their first match is no easy task.
And he's using this underhook to try to push the big man out of bounds, but he's got to come up with a different strategy, maybe get him going left and right, because he gets something started and he doesn't seem to commit to the finish of it because of the energy it takes or because of the Varner pressure that is happening.
Yeah, go ahead, Kurt.
No, he not only pressure, but he's controlling the tempo of the match. He has controlled tie-ups. He's pushing Pat Downey around. He's getting him tired.
Yeah, you know, it's tough when your opponent continues to pressure you forward. I think Pat, you know, just hasn't been super confident in his shot. There he's looking elbow pass. You know, his closest attempt was right there, but still, you know, a long ways from scoring. So we'll see if he can use this underhook.
Yes, Corridors wants him to go a little bit.
That was close.
He almost had a little drag action there.
He got close, but
there's something. Crack him down. Get your head. If he gets his head out, he might have some points there. If he hooks the leg, he gave up a little bit too soon.
Just amazing.
And
defense.
that's that energy we talked about.
What a great showing by Jake Varner.
Welcome back, Jake Varner, to the mats. It was great to see an Olympic champion grace us again with his skill and his polishing. What do you see here, Bo?
I mean, great underhook by Downey. You know, looks to chase it and get the angle, but Varner gets back to his underhook, and you know, just solid baseline defense. We got an inside single leg by Downey, cracks it down, and you just see the hips of Jake Varner here, being able to get back to, you know, his chest wrap and save himself some points there was.
I don't know how he pedangled out of that thing. That was impressive.
It really was. Downey, you know, nice mat slap there, but.
Up to you, Jazz.
After 3 periods and a final score of 5-1, your winner, Jake Varner.
She's with world champion Juliana Pena.
Jake Varner, congratulations. Welcome back to the mat. How are you feeling right now?
All right.
A man of few words. You got the win in front of your hometown and in front of your wrestling team, your family. Any words that you want to say to anybody that's watching you out there?
Thanks for coming out. Tried my best out there. I'm still in my 30s, but I'm feeling a little bit. But no, that was fun.
Is that what you were expecting in this matchup against Pat Downey?
Yeah, Pat's a tough guy. He's a big, strong kid. And he came out to wrestle, and yeah, but it was fun to scrap and be out here again. So thanks.
You have really done it all inside the sport, and now you have officially competed for real American Freestyle. What's next for you, Jake?
Well, there's a lot of guys I got to get back to coaching. The last couple of weeks they tried to make it about me, but you know, it's about those guys and getting back to them and getting them ready.
Okay, well, congratulations, Jake. Looking forward to seeing you in the future.
Assistant coach right there, the #1 Penn State Nittany Lions, wants to get back in that room to coach those guys. Spoken like a true coach right there.
Absolutely.
I respect the hell out of that guy.
How cool is it, you know, to as an athlete see your coach compete, right? Like as you know,
next matchup right here. Sorry guys, it's the welterweight title. We got to get these guys announced because this is the championship right here. Reda arrives in State College via Egypt by way of Canada. A 2-time Olympian representing Egypt. He won gold at both the 2023 African Games and the 2022 Mediterranean Games. David Carr, meanwhile, presents a new challenge, and his collegiate credentials back up that hype. A 2021 NCAA divisional champion, 5-time All-American, and 4-time Big 12 champion at Iowa State. Tonight, both men look to achieve perhaps their greatest accomplishment to date, a welterweight world championship.
Yeah, I'm from Canton, Ohio. I started wrestling at a young age. I started in like 5th grade. But really what got me into it is like my older brother wrestled and my dad wrestled. And so I kind of come from this wrestling family. And so when I started off, I didn't really know much about it, but I just really enjoyed, honestly, just going on like the trips. So we're going all across America, the rest of the best places and stuff. And I wasn't very good at first, but it was mainly just like going to the hotel room, traveling. Like that part was really fun, and then eventually got good.
أنا بدأت مصارعة وأنا عندي 6 سنين. وصلت المنتخب وأنا عندي 15 سنة، وبدأت ألعب دولي من وأنا عندي 15 سنة، وكانت أول بطولة دولية ليا كانت 2015. والحمد لله من بعد هذه البطولة بدأت المسيرة الحمد لله.
I write down my gratitude stuff, write down Olympic champ, world champ, and then also just improve every day. Just being a master of the sport. So like, what things can I do to master the sport? How can I compete to master it? So I think the mastery part is what's fun for me. How can I continue to evolve as a wrestler? And I think RAF is playing a huge role in that part as well.
طبعا أنا فخور طبعا إن أنا بمثل بلدي، ودي حاجة بسطاني جدا. أوضح للعالم كله إن مصر ولادة، وإن مصر فيها مصارعة، وإن مصر لو توفر للعيبة اللعيبة المصرية الإمكانيات هيكونوا مستقبلهم جيد جدا إن شاء الله. المدربين اللي معايا بطل أولمبي برونز ميدال أولمبيك طوكيو، ومعايا المدرب الثاني بطل أولمبي وبطل عالم. ورايا ناس يعني بيدافعوا عني وبيدفعوني للأمام، فدي حاجة بتخليني أشعر بالأمان.
Get a load of this, Bo. We're going to check out Kurt's angles again. Check this out.
All right, guys, Kurt's angle, we're going to start with Carr's leg attacks. They're very slick and explosive. Reda's upper body moves, he has incredible upper body moves. Carr's match management later in the bout, the longer it gets, the better he gets.
All right, up to you, Jazz.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now move to the Real American Freestyle Welterweight division for the World Championship. Let's bring them out. Please welcome to the mat, Reda.
All right, sure, man.
We got Nate Jackson in the corner right here saying what's up to Kurt Angle. But on the mat, we got a championship. Somebody's got to be crowned right here. And we got Reda coming out feeling like he's the first guy to get that belt wrapped around his waist.
This is an exciting matchup, you know.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent, David Carr.
King Carr.
What a walkout.
Yes, indeed. Beautiful walkout. Beautiful mindset behind this Real American Freestyle. You've got to come out entertaining. You got to come out loving the crowd, showing love to the babies and the children, giving high fives to the dads in the corners. You got to love this. Up to Jazz for introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, wrestling fans, here we go. 3 periods for the Real American Freestyle World Championship. And now, introducing on my right tonight, wearing white, weighing in at 165 pounds. He is a Mediterranean Games gold medalist, a 7-time African Wrestling Championship gold medalist, and a 2-time Wrestling Egyptian Olympian. Ladies and gentlemen, wrestling out of Cairo, Egypt, Reda. And now, his opponent across the mat. Tonight, he wears blue. He weighed in at 164.9 pounds. He is a 4-time All-American, a 4-time Big 12 champion, a U20 World champion, and a 2-time NCAA National champion, wrestling out of Canton, Ohio, David Carr. Your referee for this match is Jessica Overheiser.
Yeah, we got Nick Hogan right there, son of Hulk Hogan. He's the commissioner of Real American Freestyle, looking stylish right there, him and his lady. Good to have them here. Now, we had that beautiful couple there, right? But this is going to be some action that is not beautiful, and they are not a couple. This is going to be a fight for the ages because they had a little friction in the beginning part. This is the welterweight championship at 165 pounds.
Boy, he reminds me of his dad. Nate Carr was an Olympic bronze medalist, I believe, 1988. And he looks exactly like him. He's just a little taller and lankier.
You remember it well, right? His dad's in his corner. I remember his older brother, my generation. Real family of wrestling. Nate Carr drops down and tries to hit that explosive double leg right there. And he looks a little bit smaller than his opponent, but he seems to be fast, quick. He's going around, chasing that ankle, getting his offense off. Amir Reda has not picked up any kind of understanding that Nate Carr really wants to win this championship.
He's one quick son of a gun.
Yeah, he's looking for that right-handed single leg, which is David Carr's signature. He's hit that probably a million times since he started wrestling, and it's his go-to move. So we'll see if he looks to continue to pepper the legs and get to that righty single leg.
Beautiful drop down double leg.
Right to the leg lace.
Right to the leg lace, and he's got a good one locked up. He might get a couple more. Amir feels like he got headbutted a little bit there.
That's wrestling, man.
That is wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. There ain't no points. Julia Pinto was asking us earlier, what happens if you get poked in the eye or maybe something? This is real American freestyle. We just keep it going. Let's take a look at this replay. Carr drops down, and then boom, the top of his head just skins a little bit of that chin and lip area.
Of course, unintentional, but it's the way, it's just part of the sport. It happens. So
it happens, and you got to be able to rebound because he ended up giving up another 4 points while complaining about the lip.
Yeah, he actually went limp right when that happened.
Carr with a little bit of Ali shuffle in there. You got to love that. Crowd likes it. Crowd sees it. Wow. Nice snap down right there by Carr, but he finishes wrong a little bit.
Yep,
a little bit around the waist. Got to stay low around that ankle, around the hips there. But you can see it even at the highest levels. If you do not finish correctly, you can get put back on your feet in neutral, even though you had a clean, beautiful shot.
Yeah, you know what? You don't know when he's going to attack. He's so quick. Just wow.
There's that right.
You just say speaks to
wow. Really nice move there by Reda as well.
Yeah, I think the referee rewarded the wrong person in that move there. I believe Reda initiated those first points that they gave.
I think you're right.
Originally, and that would have consummated a tech fall. It was 7-0. She gave him 4 points. That'd be a tech fall. But
we're seeing a challenge.
But they should challenge it, I believe. Even though I'm a David Carr fan, real American freestyle here in State College, you got to give the guy his due justice with the challenge because I do believe the points were rewarded in the wrong direction.
Of course, we'll see on this replay. Things happen fast, so it's always nice to have the video replay. And I think the question is, did Reda stop David's momentum, right? Because either way, I believe Reda did score. If he stopped the momentum, it's 4 points for him. If he didn't stop the momentum, it'll be for David Carr simultaneously to Reda. And then, he did score another turn right after that. So I see this potentially points for Reda or 11-2, 11-4. We'll see what the referees have to say.
It's a good call there, Bo. I believe that he gave up the first initial turn. Yeah, and Reda thought he scored points in that standing action sequence. That's why he's kind of has this feeling of not being done right.
Wow, this kid's so slick on his feet. I just love the way he wrestles.
Very
aggressive.
Slick.
David Carr's a guy right now that has a ton of momentum, has been having a lot of success on the senior level international circuit as of recently.
He currently took fifth place in the World Championships this year.
Yeah, he did, and I'm sure he would love to add a real American freestyle belt, to his accomplishments. So, I'm sure that's on his mind for the future.
Yes, sir. I also know a World Championship and Olympic gold medals in his mindset.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we are underway with a challenge. It's a challenge.
Let's take a look here at the challenge.
Right here we see David Carr. He's going to look to get to his righty single. Really nice shot. Reda locks up front headlock. And then, I'm a David Carr guy, but to be fair...
yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. To be fair, you got to give Reda his understanding of commitment to that move that he pulled out.
You do.
That's tough.
We'll see what the referees come up with. I wouldn't like to be in their position right now.
No, not at all.
It's a difficult decision.
Regardless of the points that go America's way or not, Reda's got to get his action involved, because all we're seeing is Nate Carr do what he wants. It's a snap down double, it's a shove and a chase the ankle, a little low ankle. He's got a lot of offense and he's showing it. We really haven't seen much offense from Reda, and he's got to get some points on the board, so he's going to need to initiate some of these things.
Well, it's kind of hard when your opponent's attacking you 24/7.
the best defense is great offense.
Yes, absolutely.
He gave up those points right there for sure. While we're looking at on the big screen, he gave up definitely the second part of that motion, gave up those points. But the points in question are the original points, because the exposure to the back from both of these athletes in that role.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we could potentially be looking at 7-6 after this, because a 4-point throw for Reda as well as a 2-point exposure. So, you know, I'm not sure what.
It could be 7-6, or it could be a 10 fall.
Either way, which is
1 point
wrestling.
or 11-point match right here.
Pretty insane how wrestling works that way.
Right, you see here on the replay,
Especially freestyle wrestling.
Right.
Up 7-0 right here, and then the points start becoming awarded as soon as this action gets going. I believe the stop here, that lockup right there was a little bit created by Reda, and then that again right there was created by Reda. So I believe he should be getting 4 points at least. It might have given him a 3-point for that initial reaction, but I believe he, from my perspective of looking at it, should receive 4 points.
I think it should be 74.
Yeah, the refs are definitely taking their time trying to get this call right.
It's a difficult one.
It is. It's a very,
It could go either way.
It could.
And his coaches are adamant they see it one way. It's not hard for them. They know what they see.
Of course.
And this could shake up a lot of things in this match, because a lot of times when you have a halftime like this is, the momentum, the mindset, everything kind of changes. Your flow, the way you were feeling, the way you were thinking, the ideals of that matter to you. And they're rewarding Reda some points. You can see the elation in the corner from his tournament.
We'll see. I think they need to
keep it at 11.
Wins the challenge.
11-4.
Well, if it's 11-4, they got to take some points away from Carr, because his points were given at that initial point.
So what they must have decided was 4-2 to David Carr, 4 for Carr, 2 for Reda, and then another 2 for Reda.
Right.
So that was the decision that was made. It was a
But
tough
we were
decision.
right.
So.
We were right. Basically, at the end of the day, we were right. And all that just to get another break, ladies and gentlemen.
So we couldn't see what the referee awarded. He's directly to our right, so we had some stuff obstructing our view. So I'm not sure the Egyptian coaches right now are protesting the score. So we'll see what the score ended up.
We're here in State College, Happy Valley, at the Bryce Jordan Center. Looking amazing as this crowd is all over the place, all over the arena. I knew what it was going to be like, but I did not expect this turnout. It's a beautiful thing. We're looking at Lewis Baker here, explain to his coaches, explain to Reda's coaches what's going on. Maybe I can get a minute with Lewis Baker to get an understanding of it a little bit later, but he's definitely describing.
Looking at it, I can see they awarded 4 to Carr,
4 to Carr,
2 to Reda, and then another 2 to Reda.
And then 2 and another 2, absolutely. That's exactly the sign language I just picked up on watching that.
Reda's, kept himself in the match with that crafty front headlock, and we'll see. I'm sure he'll look to get to that position again, especially with offensive as David Carr has been thus far.
And his positioning is a lot better.
It is.
Seems like he's taking Carr's attacks more seriously.
Oh yeah, well once he puts up 7-10 points on you, you definitely got to take him a little more serious. And it just seemed like Carr came out and jumped right on him, and Reda wasn't ready for it at all. So now that they've had that break, he's a little bit more conscious. And that was, again, another controversial turn. There's going to be some turning right there.
The referees awarded 2 for Reda there for the exposure, and yeah, he it's crafty from that position with David Carr's head in the middle.
That's what it's about, being really, really strong, locking up that front headlock, chest, and arm area, and elevating that too. Once you get it tight, man, you feel like you can pick up a boulder with that kind of block, and sometimes that's what it takes.
Absolutely. You can see Reda's come out in the second period with a different level of intensity
and focus.
I think that break and being able to get back and reset with his coaches was good for him. But we'll see if David Carr can get back to his offense.
And earlier we saw James Green be winning the entire match, leading the match, and then the non-American came back and beat him late. And maybe that's the same mindset right here for Amir Reda.
Absolutely, you know, he's shown that he's able to score.
There's a push. You can't do bad shots like that
Nice
unless she's going to. Yeah, that's a good score right there.
It looked bad.
Yeah, it looked like a bad shot because we can't see the line from here, but that was a shot off the mat. It gives him a point. Score for Carr.
Savvy, you know, wrestling IQ there by David Carr to know where he's at on the mat.
Absolutely. Very savvy. And that's one thing about the Carr wrestlers. They're very savvy, very understanding of space awareness, and I think that's just generational from their fathers and the uncles that wrestled or other brothers. They have an understanding of what it is to do between those lines, and their high IQ is always on display.
Absolutely. You know, I can imagine with your dad as accomplished as Nate Carr that you were, you know, in the wrestling room on the mats when you were in diapers. So, you know, it's in his blood.
He's pushed
big points right there. Big points right there.
That was beautiful.
World Championship. Discount, double check that guy. Put it around his waist, ladies and gentlemen. Welterweight, world champion, 165, Nate Carr.
David Carr.
Oh yeah, that's right. Good call, good call. I was talking about his brother. That's right, David Carr. Put some respect on that Carr name.
There's so many of them. They're so good. It's hard to keep track.
So many good champions in that last name. David Carr gets it done here. Not Nate, his older brother.
I'm sure maybe they'll do a wrestle-off after this for the belt.
If I'm Nate, I don't want no parts of that guy. Beautiful takedown right there, and the exclamation point, the cherry on top.
I love the mat awareness.
Absolutely.
David Carr, he knows he's at the edge of the mat. He's just going to drive him off.
Up to you, Jess.
Ladies and gentlemen, the match ends with 16 seconds of the second period with a final score of 16-6. Your winner by tech fall and new Real American Freestyle Welterweight Champion of the World, David Carr!
And there's David Carr getting strapped up by our commissioner, Nick Hogan. Looks good in gold. He's up there with world champion Julia Pena.
David Carr, congratulations. You come from a long line of wrestling dynasty. How are you feeling? Let's get you faced up to the camera there. How are you feeling right now being the youngest RAF champion and competitor on the roster?
They call me King David. It's good to get the belt. Let's go. All glory to God.
How long are you planning on defending this Real American Freestyle title? Are you planning on having a long reign, King David?
Absolutely. I was named after David in the Bible. He knocked off Goliath. I hope I have more Goliaths to slay. I'm excited to hold this belt.
Awesome. And then they had a couple of brick calls there. What was going through your head when they had those brick challenges?
I wanted to just give them the points so we can keep wrestling. This is freestyle. Let's keep it going. I don't want any breaks. I love wrestling. I love wrestling in a crowd like this. Thank you, guys.
Who's next for you? Who do you have in mind to wrestle next?
I don't know. A lot of these UFC fighters are saying they're great wrestlers. Let's see. Let's see.
So you're calling out a UFC fighter?
Yeah.
Anybody in mind?
Can I call him out? Baliev. What's his name? Let's say Bali, right? Bilal Muhammad. Let's go. You heard it here first. Bilal Muhammad. Let's go. Let's see if you're a good wrestler. Come on.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. Looking forward to seeing what's next for you, David.
A little call out there by King David. Gets the job done. Comes over here and gets his flowers. That belt looks good on you, David. And there is the owners, the co-founders, Chad Bronstein and Izzy Martinez of Izzy Style. There with Holly Holm, Kenny Blades, giving some love to David Carr. They're the masterminds behind the show. RAF 02. You see the two guys right there. Big bosses getting it done, bringing us wrestling. And then you got the celebrities hanging out. You got Real Woods, a world champion on RAF 1. Kennedy Blades from Iowa. Holly Holmes, a world champion. Beautiful picture right there. And now we're ready for the Bantamweight title next. Nathan Tomasello, the inaugural RAF Bantamweight champion, is back for round 2 against the same man he narrowly decisioned in August for the belt. using a calculated physical approach that included a card-high 4-step outs that night. Now the former two-time NCAA divisional champion wants to prove that he is a RFA champion to state.
I want to be the best. I cannot stop. I gotta get it till legends are next to me. Real American Freestyle 2 is something that I want to showcase that I'm the best in this weight class.
He's dangerous, and man, Nathan is so tough.
And I'm the first RAF Bantamweight world champion.
Nathan Tomasello, NATO, is a powerhouse beast.
NATO is all about pressure that's never stopped and making sure that everybody sees how great his wrestling is and how deep he can wrestle.
I love wrestling because it's hard, it takes a lot of discipline. A lot of people just see it as people beating each other up, but it takes a lot of techniques and understanding positions, and it's like a human chess match.
I'm putting him through the fire, and he's just like, no problem. He's a phenomenal athlete, tactician, amazing speed, amazing ability and agility.
I definitely have a chip on my shoulder. I want to hit the best guys in this league. That type of energy and excitement is what, drives me and makes me hungry to defend my title. And this wasn't a fluke. I'm going to be even better this second match and go out there and prove a point.
Ramos is a very exciting opponent. He's dangerous. We got to be very on it. We got to be relentless. We got to wear the guy down. We're not going there to just participate. We're going there to dominate.
And being the first one to walk out and the first one to win the RAF belt and be crowned the champion in this league, it's definitely a top moment in my life. This is the real deal. This is the pro league for freestyle wrestling.
And Matt Ramos earned an instant championship rematch versus Tomasello by battling the champion to the closest decision of the night. Now the man who once shocked collegiate wrestling world while at Purdue by pitting 3-time national champion Spencer Lee looks to do a surprise people again and take with him a world title in the process.
The sport of wrestling for me, when I really started making the biggest noise, was like my junior year of high school when I made my first world team for Team USA. And I was never a state champ going into that match, and I made the US team, and then I ended up becoming a world champion at the U17 level. So after that point, I was invested. I was all in wrestling, and I say like to myself, I sold myself to this. I'm prepared to die on this mat because I love sport so much. Out of college now, you got to always be training and keeping that edge on the mat. Like, I'm training every day so I don't lose that mental and physical edge, so that when I get that call from Izzy or again get that call from RAF, I'll be ready to go. So when I got that call, it didn't matter who it was, I was ready to rock and roll. And come to hear that it was going to be a rematch against Tomasello, I was ready to rock and roll. I've wrestled in showcases before, but this is definitely one of the top-notch showcases and leagues I've ever been in and wrestled in. And I live for this type of wrestling. I live for putting on a show, and shoot, if I got to go out and do some flips before walking onto the match, like, this is what I live for. It means a lot to be able to represent the Philippines. My dad's been born and raised there, and I've been learning so much about the culture, and it's changed my life being able to go there and understand that. I look at a lot of energy when I think about life, and I see in wrestling too, and going out to that country too, and understanding and being part of that community and that culture is just, it's all positive, it's all love, and it's a blessing to be able to represent them and show them what the Philippines is about.
All right, we're going to take a look at Kurt's angles. Let's take a look, Kurt.
All right, here we go, Kurt's angles. Tomasello's going to have to make some adjustments if he wants to beat Matt Ramos again. Some adjustments from RAF 01. He's got to make the adjustments for RAF 2. Ramos's head pinch is incredible. He's very effective with it. And Tomasello's strength is off the chain, man. That kid is so powerful.
All right, back up to you, Jess.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next match is for the Real American Freestyle Bantamweight Championship of the World. Let's bring out your wrestlers. Your challenger, here is Matt Ramos.
Matt Ramos with the flip into the introduction onto the mat, looking to be upset-minded. We know he's good for a good upset as he pins Spencer Lee, but tonight he's going to be going against Nato, who beat him last time not that long ago, so we're going to look for this guy to change that.
And now, please welcome the Real American Freestyle Bantamweight Champion of the World, Nathan Tomasello.
Little flex from Nato right there. He's ready to go defend this title. As we said, 4 title bouts. 1 has already been given away. Not given away, but earned. Another one right here. Up here for Jazz for the championship introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the Bryce Joyner Center and the fans watching around the world on Fox Nation, we've got 3 periods for the RAF Bantamweight World Championship. Introducing the challenger on my right, wearing white. He weighed in officially at 134.4 pounds. He is a 2-time NCAA All-American, a cadet world champion, and an NCAA finalist. Wrestling out of Lockport, Illinois, the Mavatar, Matt Ramos. And now, on my left, across the mat tonight, wearing blue, he weighed in officially at 134.7 pounds. He is a 4-time All-American, a 4-time Big Ten champion, and an NCAA national champion. He is the undisputed, reigning, defending, Real American Freestyle Bantamweight Champion of the World, wrestling out of Cleveland, Ohio, Nathan Tomasello!
Hey, let's go!
The action begins. Your referee is Sam Julian.
Matt Ramos came out aggressive, really wanting to win this match. He's not going to try to put out anything he put out last time because it wasn't effective. He wants this win, and he wants to try to change the atmosphere in the way that it went down last time.
Tomasello has more muscle on him than a pro bodybuilder.
Absolutely. Peeled. Those Ohio State guys, they're short. Most of them are, but they're them Lance Palmer's thick neck, shoulders.
Yes.
Kyle Snyder looking guys.
Yeah, interesting matchup here. It's hard to beat a guy, you know, at Matt Ramos level once, but twice is even that much more difficult. So we'll see what adjustments Nato makes, because, you know, if you stay the same, it was such a close match that I'd imagine, you know,
yeah,
it could
have
go
gone either way last match.
And so close together too. You know, the fact that it wasn't 7 months ago, it wasn't, you know, it was very recent in these guys' history of what they did right and what they did wrong. So tonight will be a pivotal understanding of how to switch those things on and off and get the right takedowns.
Absolutely. I like that Nato is getting to his right-handed underhook. You know, he's a guy that his high crotch to that side is one of the best in the world. He's known for it, and I'm sure he's trying to, you know, utilize that position.
Lefty high crotch is money for him. He was looking to set it up there off of Ramos's action. Didn't get what he wanted, but he just let it go, clear the tie. Both of these guys are wrestling their match right here. Ramos is doing a good job moving and mixing and dancing and doing what he wants, but Nato is pushing forward, put him on the clock already, and gets that 1-point reward.
You know, both of these guys have a lot of experience and a lot of success in international wrestling. You got Tomasello, that's a 3-time national team member, and then you have Matt Ramos, who's a U.S. Open champ and a junior world champion.
Yeah, definitely incredibly accomplished, and you can see this first period has really been a strategic battle. Nato looking to get to that left-handed shot.
Yeah, post high crotch right there.
Yeah, Ramos doing a good job of tying his hands up. But we'll see. You know, they're obviously taking this first period to feel each other out a little bit.
Hard to get a takedown when the guy's got your wrist in his hands.
It is. I'd like to see Ramos get a little more offensive this next period. He's a guy that is able to, you know, hit a lot of high-flying, exciting moves. And you know, last time I think he just waited too long. So you know, for him, he's got to get on his horse and get after it a little earlier.
He has a lot of. He's very exciting to watch. You're right. He does have those high-risk moves that he's capable of doing.
Look here, he looked for that front headlock, looked to get in that high crotch. Didn't see anything that he liked, so he just cleared it out and stayed in good position. Sometimes that's what it's about.
Nato's so tough. He just sounds, you know, fundamentally, obviously, you know, physically his body is just like, he's built, and you know, it's so hard to crack that shell, but
you can't get him out of position.
Right.
And that's what you were saying earlier, Bo. Ramos has got to mix it up, get some action going, create some wrestling spontaneousness, just to get the wrestling to happen to be wild. Because if it's tamed and it's controlled, Nato is going to just do what he's always done and do what he did last time and beat him in a 1 or 2 point victory.
Absolutely, yeah. You got to try to take some of Nato's strengths away. If I were Ramos, I'd be using that overhook a little more, you know, looking to set up attacks off of that position, because obviously Nato wants it.
There's a little misdirection action there.
I like the aggressiveness by Ramos in the second period. He's definitely turning it up.
Good. All right, they put Nato on the clock. They want Nato to get some more action going. You hear Jacob Harmon in the corner saying, just keep backing them up. It's all good. A lot of times when the referee puts these wrestlers on the clock, some guys panic, some guys get nervous. It's important for the coaches in the corner to let them know, hey, it's not that important. It's all good. Yeah, you got put on the clock, but the takedown's still there. The opportunity's still there. And even if you do give up the 1 point, as Bo was saying earlier, it is not given. The match is not won by those points. It's won by the real action.
Stick with your game plan.
Absolutely.
You got your one. Now
Yeah, it
let's
shows,
go.
you know, these guys are both seasoned and they're looking to implement their games. Nato with
Lefty
a
high
beautiful
crotch.
lefty high crotch.
Lefty high crotch. He's going to run him out of bounds. He's probably going to be looking for more than just a
Wow.
push out. An amazing job there by Matt Ramos, getting his leg out.
Yeah, Nato smart there to get out of bounds, because you could see that was a position Ramos wanted to be, looking to lock up that crotch lift and tip him. But yeah, well, Nato getting the first, you know, offensive action there.
Clean shot, beautiful shot. We call that a $20 shot, 5-cent finish. He just messed up on the finish just a little bit, and it was a testament to Ramos just getting him off a little bit of what he normally knows how to finish like. With 19 seconds left, Nato's down.
You know, when you shoot a shot like that, you don't stay still. He paused for a second, and that made Ramos have the ability to counter the move.
Right.
But if you shoot in, you got to attack right away.
That
Switch to
immediate
the W
pause,
leg.
we
Yeah.
got to see it, and that cost him that takedown.
Absolutely.
And we got to see him strengthen and pull that leg out, and we all were like, "Woo, all right, Ramos, there's a little strength from him."
Yeah, I mean, going into this third period, we got 2 passivity points. Ramos is in the lead here with the last point scored, so, you know, I think we're going to see Nato a little more aggressive, and maybe that's going to open him up for some counter offense from Ramos, but yeah, we'll see.
I'm guessing we're going to see Nato's #1 go-to lefty high crotch, because it's what matters, it's what gets him on the board, it's what butters his bread.
And he knows after that last exchange that he's going to have to finish quick and do it perfectly, because Ramos has good hips, good defense, and you know, if you don't do it right at this level, you're not going to score. So, you know, he's aware of that at this point.
And there's confidence in Matt Ramos. He slapped his coach's hand with a little bit of confidence and a little bit of, all right, I'm in this thing.
He carries himself with a little bit of arrogance. I like that.
It's, you know, helps him, I'm sure.
Most of us wrestlers, regardless if you think it or not, we got to put that jacket of arrogance on, you know. Just put that on, add a little bit of that weight to it.
Nice.
Good shot
attack.
right there. Heavy hips by Nato, getting him off of that.
Back to this underhook. We'll see if he gets an offense off of it.
There's lefty high crotch that we talked about. Now he's just got to be smart here. He knew he was going to an immediate crackdown.
Wow.
There's the roll through by Ramos.
That was impressive.
So close to scoring again, but as we saw, Nato's head hit out of bounds first, which stops action. So just 2 points there for Ramos.
The clock seemed to have kept going a little bit there.
Hey, we're up 3-1.
Ramos, I like his positioning here, because he knows Nato has to come after him. He knows he's going to shoot, and he's just looking to counter.
Yeah,
Nato's good at countering, man.
He's got to put something together here, though. We've been talking about Ramos doing this and doing that. Ramos has got the lead, and Nato had great position this entire match, but is losing in the last 1 minute of it, and he's got to do something more than what he's already done because his finishing ability has not been there yet.
Yeah, you know, he's still looking for, oh, wow. Beautiful re-attack there.
Beautiful re-attack. Ramos is in position, and now if Nathan Tomasello can stop his action and get that tilt that he got given up on, he'll be back in this match.
Yeah, I think Ramos wisely there just, you know, looked to get the stalemate because Nato was getting that chest wrap locked up and could have easily got tipped the way he tipped him earlier.
Lefty high crotch coming. I can see it. He's setting it up, and he's seeing it. Short time on the clock, and if he gets this takedown, he will win, regardless if it's 3-3. Last man gets it. There's that lefty, and he's got to get the double off. There it is.
Wow.
He's going to turn the corner here, and he's got it. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I saw it coming. We could feel it on that national champion. You could feel it on that world champion. He wanted his belt, and that good, technical, butter bread lefty high crotch is what he's going to go to, and we got to see it right there.
So right now, it's Tomasello that's in the lead, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir. With 12 seconds left. We've seen this before. You said he didn't get started early enough, but this is the Ramos that we needed to see early. 4 seconds left.
Oh. Hey, I would have done it.
I don't mind that at all. Big pin, and I don't mind that at all because you love to see your guy go for it. I'd rather give up the points, give up the pins, and go for it than to lose 3-3 criteria.
Without a doubt. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, you know, he went for it, and, you know, hats off to both these guys, but you can see 2 matches, 2 close matches, and Nato comes out on top again.
You know, both matches could have gone either way, so I think they both had incredible performances and the other last time.
Yeah, great displays of technique from both of them.
You can see the disappointment on Ramos's face. He really wanted it. He had the opportunity to win it. He was up in that last round, but Nato just went to that lefty high crotch. And even right here, a great attempt to try to arch through and just get his back in and get a roll through, but Nathan Tomasello don't have a neck, so he can just bridge on that forehand and step over and lock in, and he did get the pin right there.
Now let's talk about Nathan Tomasello being able to, you know, be down in that 3rd period and come back, get to his go-to move was, you know, just hats off to him.
Yes, he kept his composure, and he did an incredible job at the end of the match.
Up to you, Jazz.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 championship periods, your winner with a final score of 5-3, and still the real American Freestyle Bantamweight Champion of the World, Nathan Tomasello.
Got the Commissioner Hogan strapping him up again, looking good. He's already got one. Up to Juliana Pena, the UFC World Champion.
Nathan Tomasello, congratulations on defending your belt for the first time at Real American Freestyle. How are you feeling?
Amazing, you know, God helped me through that match. You know, it was just some adversity at the end, but, you know, I was able to push through mentally and break through and get that score at the end and finish it off.
It was tied up 3-3 in that last 3rd and final round, and then he went for a lat drop. It landed you right into mount. Were you nervous that he was going to get that lat drop at all?
I mean, I knew he was going to go big at the end, so I had to stay disciplined with my head and hands and not give up anything like that. And it was just good. I was able to sink down and catch him.
You had a last-minute replacement and rematch because of RBY stepping out on last minute. Were you nervous at all going into a rematch and putting your belt on the line against somebody that you had already beat at RAF 1?
Well, I knew Matt was going to come out with a good game plan. He's a really tough competitor. You know, I knew it was going to be a battle for 3 periods, and I was ready to mentally step up and compete against him again. I felt like I did.
And who would you like to see next? Who do you want to defend your title against next here at Real American Freestyle?
Man, I welcome any kind of competition right now. I want to wrestle the best and defend my title, and can't wait. Whoever wants to challenge, I'm in.
All right, thank you so much. Congratulations again. Nathan Tomasello, everybody.
Nathan Tomasello, 2-time RAF World Champion now. That's right, strap him up twice. He's done it again at the RAF 02, and we're excited. Back up to you, Jazz, for a special announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the co-founder and CEO of Real American Freestyle, Chad Bronstein, and the co-founder and COO of Real American Freestyle, Izzy Martinez.
I want to thank everyone in this audience. This was a dream that I had with Izzy. I met Izzy in a wrestling room because my son invigorated me to be back in this space. And I told Izzy about our idea. This is a year ago. And we're here today at Penn State, one of the greatest wrestling colleges of all times. And we're putting on a great show. We appreciate all of you guys being here to support us. In Cleveland, Izzy called me up at 1 a.m. and he had this crazy idea. And all Izzy's ideas are crazy, but this one was super crazy. So I'm gonna let him take it from here.
I mean, who doesn't want a crazy idea? Yeah, so do we. And RAF 1 was an extremely crazy idea, but boy, do we have something for you tonight.
I gotta tell you, I love to compete, and last time at RAF 1, I had the pleasure to step on these mats. I had a one-day notice. I'd never done just a regular freestyle wrestling match in my life. And I'll tell you what, I love the experience, and the best part about it is that all of you in the wrestling world embraced me, and all it did was light a fire under me, and I would love to get a full training in and do this again. What do y'all say?
Well, our next card is November 29th in Chicago. Who wants to see Holly wrestle in Chicago? See everyone in Chicago, November 29th. Thanks for all your support. We got 2 matches left. RAF 03.
November 29th, we will be headed to Wintrust Arena for RAF 03 in Chicago. Stream exclusively on Fox Nation. Scan the QR code for a chance to win free VIP tickets. Next up, the women's Bantamweight title. We got Helen Maroulis and Samantha Stewart. Samantha Stewart has etched her place in Canadian women's wrestling history with medals at the Worlds, the Pan Americans, and the Commonwealth Games. Now she sets her sights on the first American woman to win Olympic gold in Helen Maroulis. Maroulis, meanwhile, is considered one of the most influential athletes in her sports history, and adding the RAF Women's Bantamweight title to her trophy case is next on her checklist.
What drew you to RAF, Real American Freestyle?
I think the world should know more about freestyle wrestling. I mean, it shouldn't be niche. I think that we should be able to promote this sport, and more people should know who our top athletes are in the world, and not just from the USA, but I'm really hyped to be the first Canadian on the card, because I feel like wrestling in Canada is not very well known, and so having a massive platform to be able to share the sport that I love so much with such a huge audience is just an amazing opportunity, and I can't wait to do that.
My faith and my style and sport are so intertwined. It's really, when I wrestle, I feel like I get to walk with God. It's such a high, I can't even put it into words, and that's probably why I'm still wrestling at 34, because it's just, I know this won't last forever, but I just want to soak in every moment.
Probably not going to go out there and scream and do all the hype stuff. I'm very normally a humble person, and I'm trying to amp up the personality, but it's going to be amazing, and just this is probably going to be the largest audience I've ever wrestled in front of. Which is amazing. I feel I wish it was like that even at the World Championships. My mom came to watch me at Worlds this year, so like that was my one fan that I brought with me. But to have this many people like in a packed, like sold out arena is just like insane and so good for the growth of the sport, and I can't wait.
In some ways, I believe how you do one thing is how you do everything. So for me, because my faith is tied in with my sport, it doesn't matter what the event is, who the person is, like you have my utmost respect and you're always gonna get 100% of me because I bring my best into this. And so, you know, RAF is no different. Yes, I'm coming off of a world gold and I have that belt, but I want the RAF belt too. And I think it's going to be a great show. I think it's going to reach a lot of new people that maybe haven't seen wrestling, especially women's wrestling. And I think that that visibility will help create a lot more opportunities.
That is the GOAT, Helen Maroulis. What do you got on the Kurt's angles, my man?
All right, we're going to start with Helen's outside trip. Her infamous outside trip, she hits it on just about everybody. Stewart's reaction to Helen's fakes, that would be really important. If Helen gets her out of position, she's going to have an easier time of taking Stewart down. Whoever wins the hand fight will win the pace, and that's important for both of these wrestlers.
Up to you, Jazz.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Real American Freestyle Championship matches continue. This one for the Real American Freestyle Women's Bantamweight Championship of the World. Please welcome to the mat, Samantha Stewart.
Gotta love when they're happy to be here, excited to compete. This is Real American Freestyle. She's gonna soak it all in. From Canada coming in. Bright lights, big smile, excited to go against the GOAT. She's got a heavy, high mountain to climb in Helen Maroulis.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome out her opponent. Here is Helen Maroulis.
The greatest of all time, Helen Maroulis, an iconic figure, the face of women's wrestling, recently crowned world champion, and taking on again another title. Jazz, we're up to you for championship introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are locked in 3 periods for the Real American Freestyle Women's Bantamweight Championship of the World. And now introducing on my right, wearing white tonight, she weighed in at 128.9 pounds. She's a World Wrestling Championship medalist, a Commonwealth Games medalist, a Pan American Games gold medalist, and a 4-time Canadian World Team member, wrestling out of New Brunswick, Canada. Introducing Samantha Stewart. Her opponent across the mat tonight wearing blue. She weighed in officially at 129.3 pounds. She is a 12-time U.S. World Team member, a 4-time World Wrestling gold medalist, a 3-time Wrestling Olympic medalist, and the first American woman to win Olympic gold. Ladies and gentlemen, wrestling out of Rockville, Maryland, presenting Helen Maroulis.
You can hear all those little girls screaming for her. That's Helen Maroulis. She's the GOAT.
This is a good story, guys. My daughter Nicoletta just had surgery on her chin yesterday. She wanted to come see her hero, Helen Maroulis, wrestle tonight, and she forced me to bring her here tonight. So she's in the crowd right now watching her hero wrestle.
Oh, man.
How amazing.
I know a lot of girls want to be in her seat right now. Seeing Helen Maroulis get in action right here at Penn State for another world title is something a lot of people have on their docket list of wants to do.
She's the GOAT.
Absolutely. I thought it was interesting, you know, that Stewart in the build-up, she acknowledged the fact that she's competed at world championships on you know, some big stages in wrestling, but this is the biggest stage she's ever competed on. You know, we got a sold-out crowd here. Everybody's, you know, wrestling fans. This is one of the premier wrestling areas in the world, and see her acknowledge that. We'll see if that pressure gets to her. In addition to competing against Helen, who's an Olympic gold medalist, one of the best ever.
Well, she did tell us yesterday that wrestling's not that popular in Canada, so coming down here is like a whole new world.
You can see Maroulis getting into her offense. Already got Stewart on the clock. Women everywhere know Maroulis, whether they're in the wrestling world or in the MMA world. She is very, very well known, and as she should be. All her accolades, I mean, have reached the top heights. Beautiful shot there. She's stepping in front with a hip toss. Cut back right there, getting the 2 for the takedown. She's got to get her arm out there. Got a leg in. Might be looking for some turns on top. Going back to parterre. Good takedown there from Maroulis.
She likes those leg cuts and those trips.
The cutback was beautiful. Well done there.
Snap and move your feet, Sam.
Helen always does a great job of controlling the ties, controlling wrists. She loves the 2-on-1 tie, and you can see right now that's really where it starts for her to build into her offense.
25.
She likes creating angles with the tie, Russian tie.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little attempt at a drag right there from Stewart. Stewart's got to get her offense going like we've been saying with all these underdogs. You can't allow the better wrestler or the person that we've known to be the GOAT, right? You can't allow them to come out and do their thing and move their way they like to move, do the dances and the shots that they like to shoot. You got to come out and mix it up and maybe be a little nasty, maybe be a little Nate Jackson-like, a little bravado-ish, a little ruggish.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's take a look here at this shot.
Hey,
Sweet right there,
defend, right?
comes up to the double, steps in front, and instead of stepping in front, hits her with a cutback right there, puts her on her hip for 2, gets that leg in to break her down, and it's a beautiful finish right there. They went for a hip toss. They were going back and forth with that hip, and then she stepped in front, stepped behind, cut back. Beautiful technique there by Maroulis.
She is so good at creating leverage. The girl's phenomenal.
And again, there's a drag by Stewart. A nice attempt there. Nothing too serious in the action, though. She's just got to get motion. She's got to get an underhook. She's got to get circling. She's wrestling one of the greatest women wrestlers of all time in any style. The first American Olympic champion of women's. Bo, what do you see here with Stewart? She, you got a real tough opponent in front of you. Nothing's really going your way. How, if you were in her corner, how would you get her to really open up and try to score on the greatest?
To be honest, given the situation, I don't hate her strategy. She's doing a good job of, looking for arm drags, looking to elbow pass. She lost the center there. Her posture, came up a little bit, and Helen took advantage of it. But, down 4-0 after 3 minutes. Wrestling one of the greats is not a terrible position, but she does need to find a way to get a little more active and get some points on the board herself.
Helen's just creating such incredible positioning, and her positioning, Stewart can't do anything with it.
Oh, there's that inside trip.
You could
that
tell
Maroulis
Stewart.
inside trip.
You could tell she was ready for it, but Helen, she's not afraid to go back to it if it's there.
And this is where we're talking here about that strong front headlock. You might get a hip toss, you might get a roll through right here, but mostly you'll get just a drive to the edge and push out. Referee calls stale right there, stalemate.
Yeah, Stewart's still in the match, right? Takedown in a turn or 2 takedowns, and you're in the lead here. So, being over halfway through the match and within reach of taking the lead is not a bad spot to be in.
But Bo, do you ever see anyone honestly score on Helen?
I was going to say that. You said 2 takedowns. I ain't seen one in a long time.
That's the thing, though. As we saw in some other matches tonight, wrestling's a crazy sport, and that's why Helen has to stay and continue to build her lead, which she's doing right now. She's looking to continue to be the aggressor. Because if you start taking a back seat and turn into defense, then things can change quick.
You're absolutely right.
Knee tap attempt there for Stewart. End of that round, third round coming up.
Yeah, what's going to be interesting here is if Helen decides to shut down or if she decides to continue to try to score points, because if she shuts down, she's going to give Stewart the opportunity to get on her offense and let her build confidence. In Helen's position right here, you got to look to score, I would say, early in this third period to really diminish your opponent's confidence and let her know she doesn't have a chance to win this match.
Yeah, keep the pressure on her.
In there, with the Russian push out to a shot. Everything she's wanted, she's gotten so far. Want to see if Stewart can pull off this third round, make it a little bit different.
Really, you know, the momentum can shift quick with one score, but either way, whether Helen goes up with the score or Stewart is able to find her offense, this is like a big momentum opportunity for both athletes.
Left hand on that collar tie. She's got to clear there. Now she went for a foot sweep. Went with a head pass by to a foot sweep. Stewart retaliates with the elbow pass, and they're scrapping right now. Action's getting a little bit high intensity.
Yeah, Helen, as experienced as she is, she knows no, she can't go defense mode just yet. So she's looking to put more points on the board.
Get off the collar.
Both of them standing up here in a little bit of a high stance. Someone could lower their level and explode. There's a little headlock action.
Yeah, Stewart's game. You know, she hasn't gotten to her offense yet, but you know, with a minute left, still in striking distance. So we'll see if she decides, you know, to really go for it here. Helen just her position.
She's just in control. Yeah, she's controlling this whole match.
Really is.
Minute on the clock, a little less than a minute, 50 seconds left.
Everything that Samantha's trying to do, she's shrugging it off.
Yeah, you can see the frustration in Stewart.
Wow, what a beautiful timing there by Maroulis.
Single.
That's what you have to do.
Change the direction to a double.
Yeah, I mean, 4-0 to 6-0 is a massive difference. So for her to do that, it really, you know, takes the wind out of
And she's
Stewart's
locking up
sails.
a pretty good leg lace right here.
Absolutely. She wants the tech ball here.
Yep, she's got it, and it's tough.
She's ruthless.
Wow, what defense by Stewart. That was pretty. That was impressive just to show some grit there, because it's easy just to roll over and give up.
I ain't going out like that.
No, you got to respect it.
And when you get those knees and ankles twisted up like that, it's so easy to just wrap up multiple points. So she could have been quickly tech-falled, even though there's only a couple seconds left. If Maroulis would have got that leg lace, it could have gone ugly, and it could have been a very different scoreboard.
Absolutely.
Misdirection, still shooting. Definitely one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, because still shooting, still wrestling for no reason, it seems. Up 6-0.
You love to see it.
Yeah.
What she's doing there is she's building her reputation as somebody that wrestles the entire time.
You're going to see me wrestle for 6 minutes all the way through, and that is
very solid matchup by Helen Maroulis. Very solid.
Let's check out this replay right here. Tried to lock it up. She's getting her knees together, using that right knee to push that in, getting the underhook on that ankle. Got it nice and tight. She's even got the gable grip locked up, and she slipped right here where you can see that shift in the legs. Break her lace a little bit. Very good defense.
Yeah, just mental toughness there to stay in the match.
And usually when you get this underhook wrapped up right here, you can start to stand. You can see the danger and the pain that is in Stewart's face, but it was this slip right here that got her legs out and kept her in the match. Up to you, Jazz.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 periods and a final score of 6-0, your new Real American Freestyle Bantamweight Champion of the World, Helen Maroulis.
That's a regular sight to see right there. Seeing Helen Maroulis with another gold medal, another gold, another title, another belt, another win on her notch.
Helen, congratulations. You have won Olympic gold. You have won world gold. You have now been the first one to win the Real American Freestyle belt. How are you feeling?
I feel amazing. I just came off the World Championships in September. Normally I don't wrestle again until January, but I only get to wrestle in the US once a year, the World Team Trials, so this is amazing. Thank you, RAF, for putting this on. We get to showcase some wrestling in the US, so this is a blessing for me.
I know that you have said in the past that wrestling is kind of an expression for you. What does it feel to win this and in expressing yourself here and with all the little girls watching you around the world?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always brought to tears before I step on the mat with just so much gratitude. I'm so thankful that God has brought me here, kept me healthy. I'm thankful I live in a country where as a female I get to do this sport. And it's just amazing to have the support of everybody here. So I don't take it for granted. Glory to God, and thanks to my friends and family that came out and everyone that helped me.
And what are you thinking? Are you wanting to defend this title for a long time? What do you have next on the horizon?
Oh yeah, originally I was like, let's go one after another, but I'm 34, I'm a bit older, so I actually threw my back out 3 weeks ago, so I gotta take care of that, but I wanted to do this, and I'm gonna take some time off, and then we'll see what's next.
Well, nobody could tell. You looked amazing out there, Helen. I really am fangirling and look up to you immensely, so congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Women's champion Helen Maroulis gets another belt, looking good in the gold. As you see, Holly Holm, Kennedy Blades, Izzy Martinez looking on. We might get Holly Holm in Chicago November 29th, maybe with a full camp. Time for the main event. Kyle Dake and Boris Makoev. Kyle Dake left Cleveland at RAF 1 with the Cruiserweight title after shutting out Dean Hamidi and racking up a tech fall victory for the belt. Tonight, he will return as a main event champion, looking to cement his spot as the man to beat in the Cruiserweight division.
Wow, how does it feel to be an RAF champion? It feels pretty sweet. Obviously, a wrestling match is a wrestling match, and that's the way you have to approach it from an athlete. But then on the other side, it's like, wow, this is bigger than just one wrestling match. And the belt is just a representation of all the hard work that I've done.
Kyle Dake is so incredibly difficult to score on. He is wildly stubborn. This guy will crush your dreams.
I don't do this just because it's a great career or because wrestling is just how I make my living, but I just have fun doing it. I'm always adapting. There's always some sort of adjustment that I'm gonna make. Going out and competing in the first RAF event, I was like, okay, I won, but here's some things I want to change. And then the fact that it's in my backyard, like, I can't miss this event. Pennsylvania is like the center of America for wrestling. I mean, the best wrestlers in the world. Penn State in the last decade and a half has been the powerhouse. So this round, I'm competing against Boris Makoev. He's a world silver medalist, world bronze medalist. He also has a lot of tricks up his sleeve, so I'm gonna have to be pretty sharp, and I believe I will be.
Kyle Dake, he's got a title to defend. Him being in State College with his belt on the line, I think Boris is going to be very excited to go after that belt. That is a mountain that any real warrior wants to climb.
I know what to do. My body knows what to do. My brain knows what to do. And I don't really worry about what my opponent's going to do. Boris is a great competitor. Obviously, he's really good. I think there's some things that he's just not going to be able to prepare for. You know, for me to just go out and compete to the best of my ability for 6 full minutes is going to be hard for him to keep up with. I know it's going to be historic.
Boris Makoev, meanwhile, wants to spoil the continued coronation of Dake. The 2017 world silver medalist looks to take the title with him back to Slovakia and begin a new era for the real American Freestyle Cruiserweight division.
So I was born in a small village in North Ossetia, part of the Russia, and my dad is a coach. He was my first coach. He was the one who brought me to wrestling, and I wrestled since I remember. Probably my first steps were on a mat. So I believe one of the biggest accomplishments is the second place in a world championship in France, and also that I was part of the Olympic Games in Tokyo 2020. Yes, of course, Olympic Games was a big for me, once of the lifetime experience, but being part of this, as of now, of my part of the career, I think this is another step, another challenge, another thing that I have, another chance to prove that I still can wrestle. And I can compete in anybody in the world, including the 4-time world champion, Kyle. So what I can say about my opponent tonight is gonna be, he's a great wrestler, as everybody knows. I'm gonna present my style, and if I can throw him on his head, I will definitely do that. But my opinion is that American wrestlers are definitely better physically prepared, in a good shape always. But I think that us from eastern part of the Russia, we are more technically prepared, and I think tactic-wise we are also a little bit better. So I know that Kyle has very good defense. He's the guy who likes to counterattack people. I know which leg he loves to attack, and I think I'm ready for it. After my match, I hope that everybody will know who Boris Makoev is.
All right, main event of the evening. We're going to Kurt's Angles. What do you got for us, Kurt?
All right, Kurt's real angle. Okay, here we go. Dake has some incredible attacks, but his re-attacking is even better. He's able to rebound when someone goes to score on him. He re-attacks and he scores. Makoev's European style is incredible. This may stay close late, but who takes the risk, that's who's going to end up winning.
All right, up to you, Jess, for the main event.
State College, Pennsylvania, are you ready for your main event of the night? It is for the Real American Freestyle Cruiserweight World Championship. Let's bring out your wrestlers, your challenger, Boris Makoev.
Boris coming out here upset-minded. He's got that eerie smile that he's had all weekend. Those Russians with those eerie smiles. He's got something in his belt, something up his sleeve, ready to come out and take on Kyle Dake at Kyle Dake's new home in State College right here. Got a big belly.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, your RAF Cruiserweight Champion of the World. Please welcome Kyle Dake.
That's right. That's right. 444 Kid Dynamite.
One of the
He's ready to go.
right here.
One of the greats, ladies and gentlemen. Time for the main event introductions. Feel that energy. Up to you, Jess.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from the Bryce Jordan Center in State College, Pennsylvania, for the capacity crowd and the millions of fans watching live all around the world on Fox Nation. It's about to go down. Somebody make some noise! 3 periods for the Real American Freestyle Cruiserweight Championship of the World. And now, introducing on my right, your challenger. He weighed in at 189.7 pounds. He is a European Wrestling Championship medalist, a 2-time World Wrestling Championship medalist, and a 2020 Wrestling Olympian, wrestling out of Slovakia, introducing Boris Makoev. And now his opponent across the mat, wearing blue. He weighed in officially at 187.9 pounds. He is a 4-time world champion, a 2-time Olympic bronze medalist, a 4-time NCAA national champion in 4 different weight classes. Wrestling out of State College, Pennsylvania, he is the reigning, defending, undisputed, Real American Freestyle Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Kid Dynamite, Kyle Dake! Your referee is St. Julian.
All right, what main event of the night is what we came to see. Bo, what do you think about this matchup right here versus Boris and Kyle Dake?
The interesting thing about Boris, he's a guy I've watched a lot of, and he's probably the most unassuming wrestler, right? He doesn't look super built, but this is how he always is. So I think maybe people underestimate him, but he's a guy that's incredibly skilled, not only with offense, but his defense is great. He's able to do upper body attacks, throws, arm spins, things of those nature, and he's a guy that's competed at the top level in the world consistently. Obviously, Kyle Dake is Kyle Dake.
Yeah,
he throws people around. He does his thing.
Just right in the right position. Going to keep great position in winning that tie-up and just inching towards that white line, inching towards those points. We've seen so many Kyle Dake push-outs because his pressure and his strength is so strong. He gets going inch by inch, and then next thing you know, it's a little double leg or a little shot to get the guy pushed off. And again, they put Makoev on the shot clock because again, that pressure from Dake is winning and going in one direction.
Makoev has done extremely well in the international circuit. I mean, he's a world silver medalist and a world bronze medalist. I believe he was an Olympian as well.
He was. Yeah, he's competed, against the best of the best for a long time, and so you can't underestimate him. But the thing about Kyle Dake that has always impressed me and that is so unique is he can win any type of match that he needs to. He can win a high-scoring match. He can blow you out. He can throw you. He can also win the close ones. And,
he can adjust.
He makes adjustments like probably the best in the world, the best of anybody I've ever seen. So, he's in control of this match right now. He's controlling center and pulling on Makoev's head, and he looks like he's really dominating the position this first couple minutes.
Bo, have you trained with him?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Trained with Kyle quite a bit. He's a guy I've learned a ton from, and yeah, I mean, we have a lot of fun training sessions in the room.
Seems to be coasting right here. It's only a short time on the clock. And took a peek at the clock and just gonna go back to his corner to reset.
His fakes are just outstanding, man. I'm like stuttering watching the fake.
You can feel it from over here. Makoev is in his seat, shaking a little bit, getting out of his stance every now and then. When you can see those fakes out of Dake, you see Makoev jump a little bit or jump up. That's what Kurt Angle's talking about here. Those fakes are immaculate.
Yeah, and every time you do that, it doesn't look like much, but when you get
a lot out of you.
It does. Yeah. It takes a lot out of you because it stresses your nervous system out. Your brain is trying to respond faster than your body's able to, and it's just gonna stress your body.
It's like a killjoy.
And Dake is relaxed when you are controlling the fakes and the feints. You're doing it in a relaxed way when you're an experienced guy. So it's might not look like a lot, but it is doing a lot.
Yeah, when you're doing it, you're in control, but when you're getting it done to you, that's when you lose energy.
Absolutely.
And this is the definition of hand fighting, the push-pull. He's either going to push you real hard and get going, drive you forward, or he's going to snap you and pull you into you and get underneath you. Yeah. And if Dake gets in that front headlock, man, he's one of the strongest front headlock positioners that we've seen in real American freestyle. And he scores a lot from there in other competitions.
Yeah, he's good in every position, but that's definitely one of his best. And another thing that you can see Dake starting to set up, he's getting to the ties, he's pressuring, and now what's going to happen is as he reaches, he's going to get Makoev to reach and set his shot up. So
level change coming. You can feel that, right?
Absolutely. Makoev doing a good job though, staying solid, but definitely not
he's
becomes
fighting
active.
pretty good.
He's trying to, he's trying to stay in this match, but Dake's obviously the aggressor.
And there's a move that I actually watched you hit, Bo Nickel, on the last RAF one. Yeah, where it was just a tie-up, and you kind of switched your feet, released out of the right hand, and it was almost like a baby duck. It wasn't a super duck, but it was a nice duck. Got your head under the armpit right there, and I'm seeing that kind of setup and feel from Dake. I don't know if he may have taught you that shot, or maybe he's got some things that you guys have shared, but that is a good setup that I'm seeing it, and if I'm right, he's going to hit that shot that he hit last time, that you hit, and has some accuracy to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Kyle, I watch him all the time in the room, and he does such amazing stuff. So, of course, I'm trying to mimic it, and yeah, he's definitely looking to set that up.
Heavy on the right hand pressure right there, reaching on that left leg, and then one thing you know, he's setting up going to your right, because you reach to the left, you start heavy leaning to your left, and then you reach, and then you move your feet, switch your angles, go to the right, and usually you can duck under that armpit and get these guys kind of reaching for you, trying to find out where you're at. But again, Dake with that push out, which is amazing because he's so strong and in great position.
Knocking Boris off balance all over the place.
The push pull is incredible.
just tough to keep up with when, you can't build any momentum or get your offense going. So, Kyle just does such a good job of controlling that pace. And he's a competitive guy, so he's not here to win this by, a couple points. He's looking to continue to build his lead.
Keep scoring, right?
Beautiful right there, miss. He went for a Russian inside knee pull to a head dip, high crotch, and Makoev did a great job of just stepping out of the way. You can see that Russian high crotch that he just missed. Good job right there. Very, very close. Kyle Dake was like, oh, I smell that. I can see it a little bit. Don't let it happen again. I'm going far ankle if you step up again. So we're looking for this exciting third round.
Yeah, Makoev yet to, take a shot, take an offense. So hopefully we see some offense out of him, and, that'll just get the action going.
Kyle Dake's, he's really pushing him. I mean, he's all over him.
It's
I
hard
don't know
to.
if he has an opportunity to try to score.
It's hard to level change and get that balance that you're going to need to get underneath that. Yeah, there's that off. There's that off, that duck kind of feeling that we just saw there that we were speaking about earlier. It was just a fake. If he really attempts that, that's why we're over here like, oh, you can feel it in his face that one of those things are going to be real, and it's going to make a difference in this score.
Yeah, you see Makoev there did a good job of pulling him up to an underhook and getting back into position, but still, I mean, that's not what's going to win this match for him. He's got to try to get some offense, and Dake's just relentless with it. So pushing him to the edge, getting to his head inside single leg, and he's either going to take the easy push out or he's looking to obviously score 2 points here.
Run the pipe, sit him a little bit, or possibly just get the simple 1 point push out.
One thing about Kyle Dake is he's very persistent.
Oh.
When he wants a takedown, he wants it. He's going to get it.
What a athletic move by Makoev, and just a savvy, awareness there to be able to step out. But that's
you can hear the crowd booing.
Dake
the
did
1 point.
Dake did all the offense, did all the work, but Makoev, just a little trick there. But
playing the edge right there is obviously a very dangerous thing, but sometimes that guy gets close to the edge, you can hit him with a little juke, a little left, little thing that Dake's doing right now, a little left juke, and slide the other guy out while you're skidding away for the points.
Oh, here,
nice sweep, beautiful. It's real deep too, and he's looking for a Dake bomb because he tried to go upper body, tried to put him on that big back of his, but Makoev was just, they would give up this 1 point. I ain't trying to take no freaking flying miles tonight.
You can tell Dake wants that highlight finish here, as he's a main event guy should. Wow, really nice outside step shot by Makoev, but Dake's comfortable here. And an easy turn for Dake there. Oh, he's looking to actually get the pin here. He's close to it.
And that is a go-to finish for Kyle Dake right there, a go-to defensive shot for Kyle Dake. That is something that we've seen him do often and do a lot.
Absolutely. We'll see if he can kick back over him and score again. But
right, that's what we're looking for here, right? We have a position here where if Kyle Dake would cartwheel, kick his feet back to the right, he might get that exposure.
Let the time run out.
He is, yeah.
He's had a good night.
Dominant performance by Dake. He's able to score in a lot of different positions and close the show out.
Kyle Dake, ladies and gentlemen, Kid Dynamite defending his world title, two-time RAF 02 champion. Kyle Kid Dynamite Dake. Good shot right here, pushing out, just doing what he does best. He went for the Dake bomb, didn't get it, but anytime we love to see Kyle Dake get on the mat here, he's gonna switch through, and a lot of times people do the crotch tilt. He's got a beautiful crotch tilt right there, roll through, kicks through and gets the points, tries to hold him there for the pin, but at the end of the day, he gets everything he wants. Up to you, Jazz, for the announcements.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 championship periods and a final score of 7-1, your still real American Freestyle Cruiserweight champion of the world, Kid Dynamite, Kyle Dake!
This has been a great night. Up to Juliana Pena.
Let's turn this way. Congratulations, Kyle Dake. You are and still reigning, defending champion of Real American Freestyle. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling great. Just be happy to compete in front of my family, in front of the fans. Try to put on a show for you guys, get out there and scrap, and thank you so much for coming out. It really means a lot to us.
Absolutely. Kyle, what's next for you? You seem to really be enjoying Real American Freestyle. What do you have on the horizon?
Yeah, I'm ready to take on any challengers, so if you want this belt, come try to take it.
Is there anybody that you would like to face next?
Anybody, literally anybody. Bring it on.
Hometown hero, congratulations again, and still, Kyle Dake, ladies and gentlemen, hometown hero.
Another victory, another gold belt for Kyle Dake. We're excited for Chicago, November 29th, the Wintrust Arena. RAF, Real American Freestyle, RAF 03. We might see Kyle Dake again, we might not. He's a champion, getting it done here again. And again, we had an amazing match of the night where Nate Jackson upset and beat Carter Sarochi. He was all over him, getting the defense here, as you see, step outs and competing at the highest level. It was the fight of the night, and it was great for the crowd, great for the action, great for us here at RAF 02 in State College, Pennsylvania. Back up to you, Jazz.
Ladies and gentlemen, your RAF 02 winners of the night. Please welcome Austin DeSanto, Tyle Salkazanov, Mason Parris, Cayden Henschel, Nate Jackson, Jake Varner, your Real American Freestyle Welterweight champion, David Carr, your Real American Freestyle Bantamweight champion, Nathan Tomasello, your Real American Freestyle Women's Bantamweight champion, Helen Maroulis, and your Real American Freestyle Cruiserweight champion, Kyle Dake. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Tonight's winners are RAF 02.
Congratulations to all the winners, and of course, the 4 champions with their belt. Kyle Dake, Helen Maroulis, David Carr, and Nathan Tomasello with their shiny new objects and wins and belts and treasures. Beautiful night here in State College. Bo, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us here, me and Kurt Angle, me and the champ. What do you have to say to the fans out there, your final things about RAF 02?
And RAF is just so special. I'm just super grateful to be a part of it. You know, these guys put their heart and souls out onto the mat, same as all of us have, and to get the support from the wrestling community is huge, and I'm just excited to see what RAF continues to do.
Kurt,
finishing statement. Freestyle 02 is done. We're on to 03, Real American Freestyle 3 in Chicago. I can't wait.
Absolutely. We're promoting that right now. Chicago Wintrust Arena, RAF 03, November 29th, streaming exclusively on Fox Nation. Scan the QR code for a chance to win free VIP tickets. That's a great night from Penn State. We got all the action. They got all their beautiful belts and awards. Again, we have done it. The wrestling community, stand up. You should be proud of yourself. Real American Freestyle 02 did it again. And we'll be back next month at Real American Freestyle 3 in Chicago. Good night from Bo, Kurt Angle, and Badman Bubba Jenkins. We'll see you guys in Chicago.